literally alone.
I'm back. Sorry, had to get that recording set up.
Did you have this in the recording? Yeah! Whoa! Whoa! All right. Hi. I feel like I'm punch drunk. I feel like we've now done a zillion spaces and I'm now just punch drunk.
It's hitting you, yeah, absolutely. We're gonna get some honest answers. That means.
Well, there's only 20 people here, so there's 42.
42. Cool.
If we just all decide to just hang out and drink instead of watching Scooby-Doo, can we do that? If we don't, can we just say if we don't get to like 60 people, we don't have to watch it? And I'll just tell shitty stories?
I don't know if it works that way. Hey, Little Tail, I see you unmiked. How you doing?
Hello, hello. How's it going?
Good, bro. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. I'm loving the energy so far. The music, the copyright warnings, it's all good.
Wait, you can't stop us. You can only hope to contain us.
Now that the recording is going, we're still breaking the rules. I love it.
Breaking the rules. Breaking the rules. What are the rules around copyright? Does anyone know? Is this like the Wild West?
Step out of probably like the YouTube posting of this, so it doesn't get flagged.
Oh, good. You know why? Because I don't want it to be posted. All right, sorry. Nobody needs that shit.
We just want to say thank you to the Doge Pound for collabing on this event with us. We're very excited about it.
We heart the Doge Pound.
We love you guys too.
Thank you, man. This is great. Yeah, just want to say again, a million thank yous. You guys were, when I was explaining NFTs to Matt, your project was kind of like the template one when I was showing him like how white papers look and everything. So it's pretty surreal to be here with you guys right now.
Yeah, we literally built our white papers off of your white paper. Not directly, but
you were inspiring because it was just very clear. It was concise. You explained the vision. And yeah, we appreciate that.
That's very flattering. Thank you guys so much. I feel like I'm in dangerous territory up here on stage speaking on behalf of the Doge Pound. I could get myself into some trouble with you guys. So
you can? Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, give us all the secrets. We want the secrets. Oh, yeah. How long have you been in NFTs? While we're waiting for the next 3 people to come in, tell us a little about your journey. By the way, why don't we just do spaces? We should do spaces every day and just talk to people.
Yeah, we could do that.
Just turn it into hanging out and vibing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last night it was weird. I was just saying this in the last spaces we did. I was watching curling. I drank too much vodka. It was delicious vodka. And then was watching curling on mute, the U.S. men's national team curling team, and was listening to a whole spaces about influencers and are they worth it or not. And I sat there. I was in that thing for like an hour and 20 minutes just listening, which isn't what I usually do. I'm not really that guy who sort of hangs out. But then I really found myself enjoying it. I don't know. It was cool.
Yeah, I do it all the time. Like if I'm drawing, I just throw on spaces and draw away and listen, learn. They're amazing.
Yeah.
So tell for all the people in our audience that don't know a ton about the Doge Pound. Give us like the rundown, what your involvement is, how you guys started, all that stuff.
Yeah, my involvement is not from the very like birth of the Doge Pound. I came in around Halloween time, but our OG Doges, as they're referred to, if you're looking at my profile picture right now, it's one of our OG Doges, launched in the middle of July of 2021. So that was like the birth of the Doge Pound as the NFT in and of itself. And since that time, we have evolved and grown, and our current pursuit and focus this year is really turning into a gaming studio. So you'll see that our name in our Discord and our name across like our social media accounts has changed to Doge Pound Studios. And with that, a growing team, a very large and growing team, in order to meet the demand for play to earn and blockchain gaming, as well as metaverse development and all the fun stuff that comes along with that. And so
that's a lot. How
It
far out?
really is.
How long does it take to make a game?
That's an excellent question. I'd say with the expanding team, it's moving faster, but with everything that we have planned and the pursuit for an umbrella token to work across these different economies and different games, we really want to do it right. We want to make sure that we have all the considerations and all the development in place to be able to expand and to continue to grow both with the games themselves as well as the metaverse applications. So it's a big complicated process, but we have a growing team in order to tackle it, and that's super exciting and something we're really looking forward to this year.
And were you in the video game world before you joined the team? I don't know what your official title is. Are you part of that creative team?
Yeah. My official title is just Discord moderator, more or less.
Yeah.
Guy that likes to take notes and keep John Lemon on track. So that's where a little bit of my street cred comes into play here. But
nice.
Cool.
Yeah, really just trying to help.
Our mod team challenges you to a death battle.
I'm in.
A death dance battle.
We take
Death dance battle.
a death dance battle. We challenge you. We challenge you to not only a death battle, but we will play. And this goes to every
Getting
Discord
serious.
every Discord out there. We will compete in dodgeball against any Discord. We will bring the heat.
I don't know. The Doge Pound has some heat to bring as well.
Well, bring it to the court. Put your ball where your mouth is. Dodgeball.
Yeah. There you go.
And we will fly in.
Good save there. I like it.
The what?
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. Remember that?
It's still
see dodgeball? Come on.
It's such a funny line. That line's hilarious.
Awesome. Well, I think we got a good amount of people here. I see a lot of Doges in the audience. We got the Vamp crew here and our regulars. It's exciting.
If we don't have 50 people, I'm just going to sit and get drunk and tell you stories. Let's not all watch the movie. Nobody wants to really watch the movie. They just want to hear shitty stories. So can I just tell shitty stories and not watch the movie? I don't have a password for my Netflix. I have to find a child.
Oh man, you got to get on that. I mean, you don't have to look at the movie. I could just describe what's happening when we bring up questions and talk. If you're that self-conscious,
I am not. I'm a lot of things self-conscious. I am not.
I don't think I've ever actually seen this movie. Can I admit that right now?
Well, aren't you a dick in front of everyone? You should have embarrassed me like that in front of everybody.
You're taking away my one chance to watch this movie with the actor from the movie.
We're supposed to be ride or die. You're supposed to be up to date on all Matthew Lillard's horrible movies.
I still have the Curve VHS. Did they change that? They changed the name of that movie so many times.
No, it's The Curve.
Is it okay? Because at one point it was like Dead Man's Curve. I remember when that came out. That was the one I was talking about in the last Spaces about how I had to record it on VHS because it was up after my bedtime when I was a kid.
Now you're just making me feel old. While we're waiting, by the way, Little Toe. So wait, were you in gaming? Or I cut you off. I was screaming at you. You deserve better.
We were planning our dodgeball tournament, right?
Oh yeah. I was saying that our mods will compete against you to the death. But are you in the gaming industry?
I'm not. No, very much so not. But very excited that our NFT and our crew at the Doge Pound has pivoted towards the gaming industry, if you will.
And how is your community over there? Give us some insight into your community as I'm trying to find the Netflix password.
Yeah, the community is awesome. The community is super steadfast. We have a really strong and growing holder count, and they are very ambitious and very excited for all the things on our roadmap and the things that we have coming up in both the short term and the long term here. So when you hop into the Doge Pound, you're always going to see people asking for updates, wondering what the latest and greatest news is, and jumping in to help out wherever they can. And I think that's one of the best things that makes us such a strong community is everyone is just in the mix all together in the same chat. We're not hiding people in a secret holders chat away from you all. So when you're joining our general chat, you're joining the pound.
I like it. I want a nickname like that. We need something like the Pound. It sounds like savage.
Come up with one.
Uh,
What do you
let's
wanna call
mint first. I'll tell you what. Let's mint, and then we'll come up with clever nicknames.
Sounds good.
Okay. I'm almost ready.
Okay. I see OG's got his hand raised. I'm gonna bring him up to chat while you get your password. What's up, OG?
Oh. What's up, boys?
How you doing?
I was just making a drink, getting ready for the movie. My kids have never seen it, so we're watching it for the first time, and we're pumped, and I'm pretty tipsy. We're ready to go. Let's get it done.
Nice. See, Matt, do you want to take away his children's moment to watch this movie?
I won't. I would never. I would never.
I love Matt's energy tonight, dude. I'm over here dying, bro.
It's Friday, baby.
Dude, I love it. Keep blasting that punk rock. Let's go.
I like it. Do you know? Anyone know who that was? Does anyone know who that was?
Which
here's
punk
what
band
I-
was it?
And Adam and the Ants. Adam and the Ants is a band before anyone in this Discord was born. That's how old I think I am the oldest person. I guarantee you I'm the oldest person out of these 50 some odd people, 42 people. That's
We
horrible.
have a lot of old heads in the chat there too. Oh, by the
Right.
way, my voice is gonna sound like Alvin and the Chipmunks because of my cell phone.
Yeah, whatever, Alvin. That's fine.
Yeah, don't bring up the Chipmunks. That's a competitor movie to Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, don't talk about Alvin and Chipmunks, man.
Give it up for Alvin. He was a badass.
What
He was
was
the original punk. He was very punk rock.
I went in for Alvin and Chipmunks. I didn't get it. Then I got offered. What did I just get offered? I just got offered a movie, a Woody Woodpecker. They were like, "Hey, you want to do the Woody Woodpecker movie? You'll go to Australia. You have to quarantine." I was like, "No, I don't want to do the Woody Woodpecker movie." No,
You'd be the live action element, or you'd be Woody's voice?
it'd be live action. I'd be like a camp.
Live action Woody.
Yeah, that's just
Oh,
terrible.
Jesus.
That
Yeah, you got to pass.
Did you
on
say a
that.
camp counselor?
That's a hard pass.
they would have been. They were like, "Hey, we want you to do this. We're offering the part of the camp counselor." And I was like, I would rather eat my own eyeballs than pay the camp counselor. Like, I would pluck my eyes out with like a rusty nail and just eat them. Job.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that sounds horrible.
I am now gonna have to transfer my myself to a TV because I actually am not getting the password. So I'll be right back.
Take a minute, do your thing. I just bought it on demand because my Netflix didn't have it. Some people's do, some people's don't.
Oh, weird.
You know what? Watch this.
You might have to. I don't know if you guys got. I got Comcast, but I
I
just
feel like
voice
I
searched it.
I feel like I should own it anyways because obviously my children are going to want to watch it again because they love me.
That's true. That's true. Just buy it. Yeah, totally buy it. We bought it. Oh yeah, here. You guys want to say hi? Here, my son wants to say hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Talk about sounding like a chipmunk.
And I got 3 little girls. Here, let them scream at you real quick. Everybody say hi, Matt.
Oh, what am I, chopped liver?
Hi. Oh my God.
I got many kids. I got like 100 kids. It's amazing over here. It's like a zoo.
It's like a daycare.
Oh,
Yeah,
guess
for
what?
sure.
I'm loaded up. All right.
Oh,
I'm
the
going to do.
music, yeah.
Give me 1 second. I'm going to go pull the chicken McNuggets. Not McNuggets. I'm going to go pull the nuggets out for my kid, and then I'll be right back.
All right, cool. I'll give people that are new to the project the rundown while you're gone.
Don't say bad things about me.
Bill is the voice of sanity in this madness.
This is what I deal with, people. All right,
Bill.
thank you everybody for coming out. The Midnight Movie Club is the project that me and Matthew are launching. It is a decentralized movie studio. So what that entails is after we mint, the majority of the funds are going to go into the community wallet, and we're going to make actual movies. We're going to make genre movies, and we're going to have the community participating. So via a DAO, you guys will get to vote on creative decisions throughout the process. So everything from casting choices to wardrobe and music cues, all kinds of stuff throughout the process. And then actually, the first movie we have is already set up and kind of ready to go. But for future films, we're going to put it to the community to vote on which films get greenlit and funded. So we'll have 3 to 5 filmmakers come on. They'll pitch their project. They'll give some sample pages from the script. You get to look at they have like a pitch deck or a lookbook, and you get to watch some of their previous work. And whichever project you guys all want to see made into a movie, you vote, and then that's the movie that gets made. It's going to be really exciting. We really want to put the power back into the audience's hands. And on top of that, we're also going to be launching the night school for all the filmmakers in our community. So it'll be tutorials on various aspects of the creative side of filmmaking as well as the technical. So everything from learning how to schedule, how to budget. We're going to be bringing on industry professionals for AMAs so you can ask questions to producers, agents, managers, art department. I mean, we're going to just try to bring in as much utility to you guys as possible. And we want everyone to be involved. You guys will also, as a community, can pair up and find other like-minded people to swap scripts with and get notes on your rough cuts. If you're finding other filmmakers that are local, you guys can team up and make some movies together. If someone has a camera, someone's an actor, someone's got a script, like link up with those people, make films. We want to do movie nights like this with our community and like showcasing, like doing like a mini short film festival. So we want to showcase your work, have people come up and talk about their films and their process. So yeah, a lot of stuff that we have planned for this. It's very exciting, and we can't wait to launch. It's going to be a lot of fun. And yeah, in the meantime, just hang out in the Discord, come chat movies with us or other topics, whatever you want to talk about. We're just kind of here hanging out, vibing. Anything else to add, OG? What am I forgetting?
No, man, that sounded amazing. Every time you guys give a nice rundown of the project, it's always perfect. I'm over here cutting up dinner for my kids too.
Oh, nice.
And they're starving. Daddy, we're starving. But yeah, no, I mean, we're doing huge things. We have a lot of big stuff coming up. We got a bunch of partnerships we're working on right now in the background. Obviously, you can't tell anyone about, but they're huge. I mean, I'm talking epic huge. So yeah, things are going to be getting lit real soon. It's pretty awesome. They already have been. This has been a great ride. Every movie night is just friggin' amazing, and
it's always a fun time. And and there's going to be trivia afterwards. So I put together a dogs and movie themed trivia. And Little Toe, if you want to talk about, I know you guys were bringing some prizes over. If you want to hop in.
Nice.
Oh my God.
Mute up, OG.
I do know we have some prizes. I'm going to have to quick hop back to that chat that we had to make sure that I'm saying all the right ones, because I know Hoogie was working with you guys on that one. I'm just jumping in last minute here as the
all good,
the day of guy. But yeah, we do have some prizes coming your guys' way, so definitely stick around. And thanks for giving us that overview of your project. That my brain was just lighten up with all the ideas and utility that you guys are bringing. I'm sure you're so stoked knowing all the insider info. So
yeah, I mean, like the biggest thing is like for us for the project, it's like how can we bring utility to the community? Like what things can we offer? And I just kind of thought back of like, okay, when we were young and hungry and like trying to get into film, what resources did we wish we had? And then also just as moviegoers, I know a lot of people either have been kind of soured on movies and they're not really going to the theater anymore, or they're pretty much choosing to watch a series or binge a show instead of watching movies because they just have been a little too formulaic and kind of boring and definitely way too long. Not that all of them are terrible. I mean, there's some amazing superhero movies I still do enjoy, but I do miss the fun 90-minute horror movie that didn't feel like every other horror movie that came out. So yeah, we're just trying to again bring as much utility and bring a bunch of good people together and form an awesome community.
Yeah, and it sounds like this awesome bridge, especially like where the world is at right now, of like bringing people together and having this community that was probably, better than me, but probably very historically more in person, right? A group of people getting together, going through scripts or bouncing ideas off each other, or even doing like a movie night themselves in person, bringing that to like Web3 and the NFT world sounds awesome.
Well, the interesting thing is, I think that when you're in the creative journey and you are trying to make it to your next job and you're trying to feed your kids, and it is very lonely. You are by yourself. You're a writer. You're a director, and I had this meeting this week, and I was meeting with this director. He's like, "Yeah, I'm broke at AF, and I can't get a job. I just directed a movie, but it's an indie movie, and I've got literally 28 projects on the burner at all time." And he said it's a little like being a partner to an alcoholic because you're always picking up things that are falling down. You're always trying to make things happen. He's like, every time you turn around, something's falling apart. So each project is like its own sort of journey. And it's, it's like, it's sort of desperate. And there's something great about bringing people together in Web3 from all over the world and finding ways to connect and to create together. So, yeah. But that said, we should start because OG's kids have to eat and get to bed.
Absolutely. So let's get, is everybody queued up to get the movie?
Yeah. So I'm looking at.
Yeah, so the way it works really quick for those that are new, everyone watches at home. Obviously, copyright is an issue. We're not going to stream stuff illegally and pirate. We're a movie-based NFT. We want to support the filmmakers. So you'll queue up at home on either Netflix or HBO Max, or you can rent it on Amazon or iTunes. So Matt, what spot are you queued up at?
I'm literally at the opening sequence of the Warner Brothers backlot.
Okay, so like is it like that little wavy? Let me get to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm at 2 seconds.
2 seconds. All right, we'll start at the 2-second mark. We'll just give people a second to start up. I'll check the chat, make sure people aren't having any issues. All right, I see people saying wait.
There's too much going on. Yeah.
We do this first one. All right, she's waiting for her.
What would we do without Bill? Me and Matt would be lost over here.
Right? Trying to keep you. What is that? Just try to keep you on tact? What's the nautical terminology there?
Keep us on our right heading.
There you go. Right heading.
We'd be driving this boat in circles. Yeah, Bill. Appreciate you, Brad.
Oh, nice. Barty loaded up Alvin and the Chipmunks. Wonderful, Barty. He's just.
I prefer Twitter Spaces because of that.
All right, cool. We are good to go. So yeah, Matt, do you want to count it down? 3, 2, 1, play. Lillard,
Matt's making another drink right now.
Uh-oh.
So am I, actually. Movie night. See, just so the Doge Pound knows, movie night's like when we all kick back, relax, and have a good time. We're usually very professional and talking about Web3 and everything great.
And the goal is not to do all Matthew Lillard movies. He would be mortified if that was what this project was about. We just figured with the Doge Pound, it's a great. Oh, Matt just got rugged. With the Doge Pound, we thought it'd be on theme to do a dog-based movie, and Matt happened to be in one of the biggest ones, so we decided to choose that.
Had to do it.
Yeah, had to do it. Are you back?
Well, such a great community there, Doge Pound, too. I mean, who doesn't love Doge? I was actually in their chat earlier talking about how I made like 40 grand off Dogecoin one time.
Oh, damn, nice.
Yeah, Dogecoin. I mean, a lot of people made money off Dogecoin. So yeah, I'm very fond of the Doge.
I'm back. You can't
back.
You want to count us off? The 3, 2, 1.
Yeah. All right. 2 seconds. Is everyone ready?
We're queued up on the 2-second mark. It's an orange picture of the Warner Brothers backlot.
2 seconds.
3, 2, 1, play. So when you call it, you're gonna call
ready?
it out.
3, 2, 1, play.
All right.
Can you hear it?
Nice little piano
Let's
music.
go.
Sweet.
So
Matt, how did you? Okay, first, start with how did you get this role? Like, how did you get approached for this movie?
So the funny thing is, are you there?
Yeah.
Oh, so I had done like multiple movies in a row with Warner Brothers. I did Summer Catch, I did 13 Ghosts, I did something else. And then this movie came up, and the people that produced it were my managers at the time. And so they were producing it and directing this movie and like sort of putting this movie together. And I was one of their clients. And so they were like, hey, we're auditioning for you. We're sending you an audition for Scooby-Doo for Shaggy. I'm like, well, who else would play it? Like, it was kind of crazy. And then during Summer Catch, I was playing golf actually with one of the sort of heads of the studio. Was out visiting Freddie, and he's like, "Hey, you want to go play golf?" Freddie was very important to Warner Brothers at the time, and I was like, "Yeah, I'll play." And so he's like, "Dude, you should think about doing Scooby-Doo." And I was like, "Yeah, that sounds like a good idea." Sorry, every time I look at the movie, I haven't seen the movie in a long time, so I get swept away on the movie. So, anyways, he's like, "Come in audition." So I went in. That's not true. It was during 13 Ghosts. Got the audition. I was walking around the neighborhoods of Vancouver trying to figure out how to do the voice, because to do the voice, this is the first scene I shot, by the way. This is the very first scene I shot in the movie. And
nice.
my hair looks like I look like a crackhead. See how like it's so greasy? And they're like, "Wow, he's great. His hair looks terrible. We have to make sure his hair doesn't look so greasy." But yeah, I was walking around Vancouver during 13 Ghosts, trying to figure out how to do the voice. And I flew down one morning to meet the producer, and I was shooting a movie. So they set up a special time for me to come and audition, and I was the very first person they saw for the entire film. And the only way I figured out how to do the voice was I would scream myself hoarse, right? So I would like sort of like like scream out loud, and then your voice gets really scratchy. Your voice like hurts. Like I would just throttle my voice. And so when I went into audition, and then like I would take this like Zoink Scoob, and so when I went into audition, I had a very early flight out of Vancouver because I had to be back the same day. I got to Warner super early, and I was sitting in my car, and I was getting ready to go audition. And I was like at this point, I was like the head of the studio, not the head of the studio, but the studio exec on the project was like, "You should come do the movie." And then my managers were producing it. And I was like, I knew I had a real shot to do this movie, and it was a big movie, and it's obviously an iconic role. And so I was super nervous, and I was getting ready to go in audition. And I was in my car at like 8 a.m. screaming not 8 a.m., like 11 a.m. or something in LA. And I was screaming myself hoarse. And all of a sudden I look over, and the director and the producer are looking in the car to make sure that I was okay. Because I was just in the car like screaming. They're like, "What is wrong with this guy?"
Did you explain to them later what you were doing, or just leave it lie?
Yeah, oh yeah. I was like, "Sorry, I was like hurting myself, but my voice." And then Pamela Anderson, this is hilarious. Pamela Anderson's in the shot, and she was like, and we were hanging out talking, and she was on set, and this whole sequence takes like a week to shoot. And she was like, "It's so nice to meet you, blah, 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 blah." She goes, "Oh my God, if Tommy saw that we were hanging out and like just talking, he'd freak out." I was like, "Well, I can't imagine why." Like, we're just walking back to our trailers. Like, I'm not sure why he would freak out about that. But yeah, I love that line. Teamwork. I do a tremendous amount of teamwork.
That's great.
Yeah. So, and then now at some point I figured out how to do the voice without hurting myself. And, now I do the voice. I think the interesting thing about the part is that I probably do the voice. I mean, when we're making a cartoon, and since then I've done 2 seasons of well, that's not true. 6 seasons of cartoons playing Shaggy. So I will do the voice once or twice a week. And we'll do it all the time for kids. And yeah, so it's become a real treat.
Yeah, that's awesome.
To represent the brand and represent the franchise.
Yeah. Now, where did you guys film this at? Like, was this in LA or Vancouver?
No, this is Australia.
Oh, really? Oh, dang.
So yeah, so Warner Brothers owns a Warner Brothers theme park, which is basically a Universal Studios, down on the Gold Coast of Australia, just outside of a place called Surfers Paradise. And so they were like, they have huge sets and huge sound stages. And so we ran basically the entire back lot of the theme park. And so we went down there, we shot for 6 months. So all this stuff is built, and it was all in Australia.
Oh, wow, that's crazy. And how was it working with a co-star that wasn't actually there? Tell us about that.
By the way, Linda Cardellini
She's
is
amazing.
so huge right now. She's such a great actress, and she's so huge. She's like one of the people in the world that you cheer for, like you really root for her, and she's like one of my favorite people in the world, and she's killing it right now.
Yeah.
What was your question?
Oh, what was it like to work with a co-star that wasn't actually there? Tell us about what that was like, working with Steve.
Yeah, it's super interesting. So working with a CGI element is complicated, right? It's because you're getting sort of nothing in return.
Did they do a tennis
And
ball?
look,
or was there an actor standing in? Like, what did they do on this? Because I know this is still
yeah,
pretty
it's a
early
great.
with all this stuff.
I'll tell you the story. It's a great story, but the idea of like, it's interesting. If you're running from a dinosaur, it's crazy, right? You can run, you can act terrified, but it's a huge dinosaur, and there's like, it's not that hard, right? You just pretend. Like all this job is pretending. So pretending from a dinosaur, like running from a dinosaur, is one thing. When your best friend and sort of the lead of the movie isn't there, it's a whole other complicated ball of wax. So it's tough because every scene I have is with nothing. I mean, there's nothing there. Now I say that one of the great gifts this movie had was there is a man and an actor named Neil Fanning, who is an absolute gem of a human being. He is a guy that one day, it's kind of a long story, but seeing as how this is a 2-hour movie and I don't think anyone's really watching it, except for maybe OG's kids. So it's a great story. So he was a stunt. So again, the Warner Brothers has this theme park, and he was a stuntman at the theme park, right? He started in one job, and at some point they had opened up a stunt show, and he could drive a boat. So he started driving the boat for the stunt show. And then the stunt show went on to like a different version of like a story. And he could drive cars. So he basically did like, I want to say like he was in that stunt show for like 20 years. Had a wife, 2 kids, and his job was all these different parts of the stunt show. And he's an actor and a stunt show guy, and he was like, he does 5 shows. Like they were doing, this is back in 2002. He was doing Police Academy like 7 times a day. The same show like 7 times a day.
Oh, wow.
And it was a job. Like it was a grind. It was a job. And part of his job is that he was always looking for other things to do. He's a jack of all trades. And so he was part of what they call a gaggle group. A gaggle group's like in this scene. Like, for example, you're walking through the airport. All these people, you sort of need sound that as if you're walking through an airport. Because obviously, when you're shooting the scene, there's nobody talking, right? The entire place is dead quiet, which is something it's really weird when you're watching people make movies because nobody's making a sound except for the actors. So all that sound has to be layered in post. So that's called a gaggle group. So they'll go in and they'll get 15 people to sort of loop 1,000 voices.
I think I did that for Fat Kid. They brought a bunch of us just from the office.
Yes,
they were calling
exactly.
it a Walla group or something like that.
Yeah, Walla.
Yeah, and we just walked in and we're just all like, just chit chatting. But then they layer that over and it just sounds. I think it was for the cafeteria scene or something like that. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's
that's
really
so funny.
Those people normally get paid really well too, by the way. If you're a union,
dude, and I know the guy that sort of runs that. Like one guy runs all the Walla groups in LA, and it's a full-time job. So, but anyway, so Neil Fanning goes to this Walla group, and in this Walla group, this guy is practicing the voice of Scooby-Doo, and the guy's like, doing this voice, and Neil's like, why are you doing this, the voice of Scooby-Doo? He's like, well, I'm auditioning for the on-set voice for the movie. They're bringing the movie to town, and I'm doing the on-set voice. And Neil was like, oh, okay, well, that's crazy, because this is how you do it. And the guy was like, oh my God, dude, that was incredible. He's like, yeah, my dog's name's Scooby-Doo. My other dog's name's Scrappy. Here's my Scooby-Doo tattoo. I'm a passionate fan of the show. So the guy's like, you should audition for this. Like, you're perfect for it. So Neil goes back. The next day he calls his agent and says, hey, there's this part. I want to audition for it. He's like, yeah, it's been cast. And Neil goes, well, and the guy, the actor, the agent's like, oh my God, dude, that's incredible. Hold on a sec. And he goes, calls him and says, they don't want to see you, but you have to go down there. So he goes to the production office. He says, hey, I want to audition for the voice of Scooby-Doo. And they're like, well, we got the guy. And he goes, and they're like, oh my God, hold on a sec. So they go and get the producer. And the producer's like, well, we have the voice. He's like, oh my God. So they put Neil Fanning, this dude who's like, I think I could be this guy. Put him in a van. They drive him an hour into the rainforest. He gets out. He walks through the rainforest for like 20 minutes. Gets to the director, and the director's like, has no cell coverage. And he's like, I'm supposed to find you. And he's like, why? He's like, he's like, oh my God. So Neil Fanning became the voice of Scooby-Doo. Every single scene in the movie, he is at my side. He's just beyond the camera, or he's right next to me. He's running lines. Every single aspect of this movie, he is my ride or die. Like every day we work together.
Oh, wow. And did he do the actual voice, or is it just the onset voice?
So yeah, so he was the onset voice. So this is a long story. By the way, she is so lovely in this movie. It's like her first big movie. She was huge in Australia. Isla Fisher.
Oh wow. I didn't recognize her at first.
Yeah. And then she came to America and broke out here.
Yeah.
Another classic line. Mary Jane, like that's my favorite name, man. By the way, so I have multiple stories going now at once, which happens when we do this. The movie was written by James Gunn, who did who's the creator of Peacemaker, Guardians of the Galaxy. This movie was originally a PG-13 film. So it was, when Shrek came out, like everyone loved Shrek because it played to adults and to kids. And so the first cut of this movie, and people have always demanded the release of the James Gunn version, was very, very, it played on two levels, right? It played on the sort of lascivious level for adults, which was kind of funny, and played on the kids level. Like, for example, in James Gunn's version, like Velma is clearly gay. There's like this whole thing about Scooby snacks and all that. It's funny. Anyways.
Wow, I'd love to read that version.
Oh, or see the movie. They tested it, and the audience, they tested it in Southern California at like this sort of out in the middle of nowhere, and the audience freaked out because they're like, yeah, you can't have Velma as gay in the kids movie.
Oh, wow.
It was like, you know what I mean? It was like the whole world sort of revolted around his version of the movie, but it's hilarious.
So they just recut it then?
Yeah. They went back, recut it, and reshot things.
Oh, okay.
But I was telling you something about Neil Fanning. So the voice, yes. So he was the on-set voice day in and day out. And the more he was with us, the more we fell in love with him. Right? He's a great dude. He was invaluable. Like he worked every day. So so at some point, a guy named Scott Innes did the voice, which is all crazy, by the way. Scott Innes at the point was in line to do the voice of Scooby-Doo. The reality is, well, let me just tell the story, and then I'll talk about Frank Welker. So Scott Innes was supposed to do the movie, and then we wanted Neil Fanning to do it. And every time, like I was really pushing for Neil to do the movie. Our entire team down in Australia was like, you got to let Neil do the movie. He's incredible. He's totally invested. And he's like one of us. So then it came down to the studios like, well, we have to make a decision of who's going to do it because we have to start laying tracks. and laying tracks means that we have to start animating it. And so like in 2/3 of the way through the movie, they're like, we need to lock in who is going to do the movie. And so what they did was that they're like, great, we're gonna have a Scooby-Doo off, right? So the Scooby-Doo off was like one guy's gonna do the first half of the movie, the second guy's gonna do the second half of the movie, and then we're gonna test both and see who tests higher. And so, by the way, Rowan Atkinson, Mr. Bean's incredible.
Oh my god, I'm holding my questions for that until you finish the story.
Okay, good. So sorry. So they do both, but they gave Scott Innes the first part of the movie, which has no emotional core, right? The entire core of the movie, the emotional part of the movie, is in the second half, and they're like, Neil, we want you to get the job, so we're gonna give you the second half of the movie, and we'll make this other guy Scott Innes, who nobody really knew. Nothing against Scott Innes, but this is that nepotism moment where, you know, we wanted our guy to get the job. So Neil ended up doing the second half of the movie and got the job. And so he was then the voice of Scooby-Doo for both the first and second movie. The crazy thing is, there's a man by the name of Frank Welker, who is a legend in the voiceover world. He's the original, he's a gazillion things. He's the original Fred, the voice of the cartoon. He's done Scooby-Doo for like the last 26, 27, 30, 28 years, something ridiculous. He was in the Smurfs. He was in Flintstones. Like, he's a legend. Like, he's like old school legend. Frank Welker should have done the voice of Scooby-Doo all the way through. But the film side doesn't talk to the cartoon side in any of these major studios.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And so like, here's this legend who should have literally been given that part coming out and didn't get it. And the same thing happened to me. I mean, Scoob came out 2 summers ago in the middle of the pandemic, and Will Forte did the voice of Shaggy in the movie called Scoob. And it was crazy. I was like, well, why wouldn't I do the voice of Shaggy? And they just wanted to go a different way, and they went with a film guy instead of what they considered now me to be a cartoon guy.
Oh, wow.
Which is brutal, which is super brutal, because I love the job. I love the part. I love representing the brand. And someday I'm going to turn the part over and somebody else is going to carry it for the next 20, 30 years. I take great pride in sort of being an ambassador to this franchise, and to get, like, you know, just jumped over was brutal. Nothing against Will. Lovely, lovely guy. Love him. He's lovely. But it sucked.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's one more thing about, can I just say one more thing about
Yeah.
Neil? So in the second movie, we shot in Canada, not in Australia. So we were in Vancouver, and like, hey, we're not going to bring Neil to Vancouver. And I was like, they were like, they said, if you get to Vancouver by yourself, we'll hire you. And we're going to pay you less than what, I don't know if this is all true. Half of the shit I say is just exaggeration anyway, so nobody should believe anything I say. It's like, this isn't financial advice. These are just stories as I remember them years ago. But they said, you know, he did not get a pay raise at all. And he had to get himself to Canada, flying himself. And look, again, I go back to it. Here's the guy that didn't make that much money the first time through and became invaluable. And now, you know, you're wanting him to fly himself to Australia. And I'm like, dude, ask for a lot of money. And I called him. I'm like, you ask for a lot of money, and we're going to make sure you get that job. And so sure enough, they were like, yeah, we're going a different way. And I was like, no, you're not. You cannot. In fact, I will say this. I don't know if there's many times in my professional career that I've been like, nope, that's not happening. But when it came to Neil and getting to Vancouver and getting paid, yeah, I was like, there's no way you can like turn your back on him.
Yeah, that's amazing. You went to bat for him like that. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was just like that. I don't know. I'm not trying to brag, but it was that moment where I was like, oh, this is a no-brainer. You have to take care of this kid.
So now, but going back to Mr. Bean, how is it working with him?
Rowan
you-
Atkinson's amazing.
Yeah, did you grow up with watching that show? I was a huge me and
No.
my family were a huge fan of that show. It was on like PBS or something growing up, and oh man, it just floored us.
He's a legend.
Dude,
He's a
insane.
legend.
Yeah,
He's
I
a
don't even
legend.
think most Americans realize like how big of a brand he is in the UK. Like that whole Johnny English series and all that stuff that he does. Like,
Well,
yeah.
Mr. Bean. Mr. Bean
Yeah.
was
Well, yeah.
enormous. I mean, he had a deal at some point. He used to him and his family used to vacation in I'm sort of making this up. The legend has it, I should say, that he used to vacation in France. Like him and his family so always go to France. And he owned the reason that Mr. Bean is very successful, but he's also Mr. Bean is something that he owns. So real value and real opportunity to make money in our industry, right? I'm a gun for hire. So you're going to give me a dollar amount. Once that dollar amount's gone, like our transaction's done, right? Like every job, like your independent contractor. I mean, for Scream, I made $5,000 a week for 4 weeks of work. It's not a gazillion dollars. Like everyone assumes that because you're an actor and you're successful, you have made a gazillion dollars. So yes, you make a residual. That residual is based on the dollar amount you made at the time you made the movie. And in general, working class actors are not paid what people assume they're getting paid. So Scream's a great example. Look, if you made $5,000 a week your entire life, that's a lot of money. But when you make $5,000 for 4 weeks and then you don't work for 6 months, it's brutal. And your taxes, if you make it your entire year, your agent, manager, and lawyer take percentage off of the gross, not the net. So at the end of the day, at $5,000, you're walking away with about 40% of that. A little more, 40, 46%.
Yeah, there was like a big actor that I won't say who it was, but I worked for as an assistant, and he kind of gave me the lesson on all that. Like after you pay like the publicists, the agents, the managers, taxes, he's like, in order, like if you see someone get a deal for like 2 million, like they're only going to walk away with like 1 million of that. So he's like, it takes, you're basically getting half of whatever that rate is by the time everybody gets paid in taxes and all that. That was like a real eye-opening thing. I was like, oh damn, that's pretty wild.
It's brutal. It's brutal.
I mean, you gotta remember that, like, most of the actors that people are aware of is like the 1% of actors. Like most working actors are not making like the $1 million deals on every project.
No way. In fact, there's a statistic that 90% of no, that's not true. It's like 80%. I'm now just making up a number. 90%. Let's just say 90. 90% of Screen Actors Guild, which is the union that protects actors, makes below the poverty line.
Yeah, heard that.
So 100, I don't know how many, 100,000, 200,000 people, 250,000 people. 90% of them make below the poverty line. So
crazy.
It's hard. It's hard out there for a pimp.
Yeah.
But what was I telling? I was telling you a story about Rowan Atkinson. So that's right. So the legend is that he would like to vacation in France, and then he owned the property, so he wouldn't sell it to. I don't think it's France. He refused to sell it to a country, the rights of Mr. Bean, because he didn't want to ruin his vacation, because everywhere he went.
People recognized him.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Crazy. Yeah.
So he just would not air it in that country so that he could visit.
Yeah.
Brilliant move, though.
Just to chime in for a second, I think that's what's so great about what you guys are doing here, because that the executives, everyone at the top, they are getting paid way above the poverty line.
Oh, yeah.
The fact that we're giving back, and putting the power into the community's hands is amazing.
Yeah, and I'm sure, like, hearing the numbers, you're probably like, damn, I make more on the fishing boats than these actors are making in these movies.
For sure.
Oh,
And
yeah,
you know
it's crazy. It's crazy.
that people need scallops. They do not need Matthew Lillard.
We do though. We do. And honestly, I gotta let you know too. My kids are obsessed with this movie. They haven't moved in like 3 minutes. They're just hooked on the screen. And when that fart scene went by, I mean, they were just dying, bro. Like, bravo, dude. This is I'm pretty. It's very impressive because usually they don't sit still for more than 30 seconds.
Real quick, Lillard. So for that scene where you jumped into Scooby's arms, how did that work out? Walk us through the logistics of that, because this is
I
early. Like,
jumped.
there was no guy with green suits, right? Were they doing those yet? Did you ever
No,
see?
he was. Yeah, that was the guy with green suit.
Oh, okay, they did.
In
Okay.
fact, but I don't know if it was he actually had a green suit. A lot of this is nothing's there, right? So when I look at that Scooby, I look at Scooby right there, like nothing's there, and I think that the trick of working with something like this. See, I was walking around not looking at the screen, and now that I'm looking at the screen, like I get distracted. The trick of working with something that's not there is the more you commit, the better it is, right? The more I actually look hard or engage or those are the things that make it easier to create the animation around what you're doing.
That's what sells it. I just didn't know, like, because back then, like, I know now, like, speaking of James Gunn, like when they do Guardians, his brother stands in for Rocket.
Yeah.
Like, but like they weren't really doing that. So they don't have like the performance capture suits back then.
Yeah, no. So this is funny. So see how I walk? So I got the job, and there was a moment where I was like, I got to figure out how to make this it's two-dimensional cartoon character into a three-dimensional person. And so I grabbed two of my best friends, Carmi and Bill Rayor. They're a married couple. Carmi and I did the Ren Fair together because I was in Renaissance fairs. And Bill's one of my co-owners at Beetle and Grimm's. So we rented a dance studio out for a week, and we tried to figure out how to break down the physical life of Shaggy. And so the way we did it is that we pretend. So here's how you do the walk. If you're at home and you want to figure out how to do the walk, there's three pieces of it. The first thing you do is you pretend that you have flippers on your feet, like swimming flippers, fins. And so you kind of kick your feet up. And then you act like, then you pretend like you have a string on the end of your wrist. You let your hands go limp, and then you let the string sort of pull towards the sky. And then the third thing is that you always lead with your mouth because he's always hungry. So you lead with your mouth, you have strings on your hands, and then flippers on your feet, and all three of those things, you put them together, and you've got
the Shaggy walk, or the
got
latest
the Shaggy
dance craze. The latest dance craze. Do the Shaggy.
It's a funny scene though, because the sequence, this meat catches me, right? So the meat starts coming alive, things are going bad, and I get stuck in the wall. And as I got stuck in the wall, there's a puppet, there's a hand puppet. So we do a lot of practical things. These are all practical, right? None of that's CGI. That's actually CGI. But this is like my stuntman getting thrown against the wall. And then this claw, you see that claw? It got me in the eye. It came out and snapped me in the eye. It like scratched my cornea.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it was bad. And the guy, scratching the guy, one of the lead's eyeballs.
Yeah, he was probably mortified.
No, so he gave me the puppet. So I actually have that puppet.
Oh, nice. Dude, this set is insane. Like, this had to be pretty cool to be on.
It's amazing. Bill Bose, the designer's name was Bill Bose. He's remarkable. Yeah, this thing right there. It's like snap me. Yeah. And in the eyeball.
Now, did you grow up watching Scooby-Doo, like, as a kid?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, that had to be pretty wild.
Legend. Yeah, I mean, like this is all real, by the way. All these things are real things that were moving.
Yeah, so everything would be CG.
Yeah. Is it Chris? No, that was not Chris Cushing's. So so his name, so that the little person who's in the movie, His name is I think it's Chris Kershanks. I think that's his name. He came to me one day. He was awesome. And he was with us the whole time. So he was sort of in and out of the entire production. Even days he didn't work, he was around. But he came to me one day and said, "Hey, dude, have you ever met Vern Troy?" I'm like, "No, I've seen him around." He's like, "I hear he rolls with a posse of little people." I'm like, "I have no idea." He's like, "Well, will you tell him if you ever see him that I would love to be his bodyguard? I'm kind of like the Arnold Schwarzenegger of little people." I'm like, "Bro, I promise you, if I ever run into him, I got your back, and I will tell him that."
Did he become his bodyguard?
No, I don't. I never really ran into. I never ran into Vern Troy.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so the whole movie shot in Australia, and most of the outdoor sequence, like when we pull up on the boat. Oh, I think this is the fart scene. Yeah, it is. Hold on a second. I haven't seen it. Scoob.
You need to learn to tattoo.
I'm watching now, Bill.
And don't.
I can hear it now. It's just
Interaction between young people is polite and casual.
Hey, sorry, bro. I will crush that bump in stuff.
Let's see how the situation.
I regret stopping so early. I just want to see the fart sequence.
The fart sequence? Is that what you said?
Yeah, you haven't seen the movie.
I have not.
If you had seen the movie, you would know.
That's the part I was talking about. My kids are a little ahead because they couldn't wait to turn it on. Dude, it killed them. They're dying. And your physical comedy is just off the charts. It's right there with Mr. Bean, like we were talking about earlier.
There's always a power-hungry leader behind it all.
By the way, her impression's amazing.
And why would he
Yeah,
have
she did
invited
great.
us here?
The current voice is a woman named Kate McCucci, who's Garfunkel and Oates.
Oh yeah.
She's amazing. She
Wait,
does
whose
an
voice
amazing
did she do?
Now she does. She's on the cartoon. She does.
Okay.
Velma for the cartoon.
Nice. Really quick, for everybody in attendance, I just threw a giveaway for whitelist spots in the giveaway channel.
Let's go.
It'll end around the time the movie ends, so hop in there and that's if you're already whitelisted, please don't click it because it won't do anything for you. It'll just take away a spot from someone else. So for anyone not whitelisted, go ahead and click that giveaway.
Oh, I know there's a bunch of people who've been waiting for that, Bill.
Cool.
Here it is, Bill.
This is your big fart scene?
I'll have whatever he's having.
It's gold. Golden. Dude, I had never seen my kids laugh so hard.
Are you challenging me?
So who choreographed this little
My finger. Oh,
burp off?
Oh my god.
Who planned this? All these like moves and stuff. Is this all left to you, or was there a choreographer?
What? This is almost like I'm enjoying this, Bill. Hold on a sec.
That's not until your first sings
Hilarious. So I knew the sequence was coming.
Farting in front of Sarah Michelle Gellar is probably one of my nightmares. I'd be so appalled if that happened.
I'm so sorry you had to smell that.
She's such a fox, yeah.
Yes.
So tell us about those sweet moves. How'd that whole sequence get planned out?
So yeah, it's a weird memory, but look, here's the funny thing. Somebody asked me, like, do you like watching your own movies? I actually love watching my own movies, not because I think they're exceptional or that I'm great, but each movie is a memory. right? This is just a collection of just a bunch of memories. And look, and there are times where I look at myself on film, I'm like, oh my God, that's so horrible. What was I thinking? But in general, I just sort of love them. Because they remind me of that time in my life. But that move, so that sequence where I knew it was coming up, I knew that, like, you know, Raj Gosnell, the director, was like, what are you going to do? And we sort of talked about it. And he's like, I want the last beat to be out to her, like this butt protruding thing. But I have a very distinct memory of being, it was like late at night, and I was getting ready for bed.
Like, really quick, did they build all this, or did they dress an existing hotel?
That they dressed that existing hotel. The hotel is existing. I think the hotel's that hotel is a set.
Oh, okay.
This lobby is a set. That's a set. All built, all designed by Bill Bose.
Crazy. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
That's right. But I have this very distinct memory procrastinating and like knowing I had to do something and being in my underwear in front of a mirror, like, and like a t-shirt, and trying to figure out this stupid dance of me farting. And it's a thing where you're like, oh God, I don't even know what it is. I don't know how to do it. And like, you really have to sit down and be like, okay, what would he do? How would he do it? Like, where's the fun? Like, are you challenging me? I think that was improv the night before. I don't know. Maybe. No, probably not. James Gunn, I didn't really improv that much. But yeah, but I had this very clear memory of like, you know, we didn't have any kids, and we lived in this incredible place in Australia. And I just remember going, I have the weirdest job. I'm sitting here in my tidy whities trying to figure out a fart contest.
Dude, but you nailed it there. The way you finish it off with the finger in the air. Oh my God, it's hilarious.
There you go.
Do we want to take some questions from the audience to see a bunch of
Yes. Oh God, please do.
All right, cool. I'm just going to go in order. So I'm going to bring up Creepy Paper first.
Hey, y'all.
Hello, hello.
Hey, so my question would be actually, I guess, from the second movie, but I was curious if you met Outcast, and if you did, how awesome were they?
Dude, spoiler alert, I haven't seen the second one yet. I'm kidding.
You've ruined everything.
No, didn't you tell a story about the music video? Do you want to tell that story again?
Yeah, real quick, if you heard it, sorry. It's a funny story. I actually love the story. I like this part too, Scrappy, by the way. Yeah, so I did the music video. There's this actually, the soundtrack's pretty banging. So the company that produced this movie is a company called Atlas. Atlas had huge number of bands, and so they got Outkast to do a track in this movie. They then asked me to do the music video, and they didn't have any money to pay me. And the executive producer of this movie is a guy named Richard Suckwell, is like one of my best friends. And he's like, dude, come do this music video. Please come do the music video. It's going to be great. We get the Mystery Machine. Like, the guys really want you in it. I'm like, I don't know, dude. I don't want to dress up as Shaggy. It feels stupid because those guys are cool, and I'm an idiot dressed up as Shaggy. And they're like, I'll give you. And I said this. What they paid me was a new driver, because he and my boy and him, we always golfed. He's like, I'll get you a new driver, and you have any DVD you want in the entire Warner Brothers library, which is a legendary library collection. So I order like 150 DVDs or something, and I show up, and I'm doing the video, and the last scene of the whole video is me driving with them, with Outkast in the Mystery Machine. And I think it's fair to say, and Sleepy Brown, and oh God, what's his name? Killer Mike. So all four of them are like super. Killer Mike, by the way, is a beast of a man, and like they were could not have been cooler. Hanging all night, but it's late at night, and they're like, I don't feel bad saying this. They all got high as F, and so now we're all in the Mystery Machine. They're all high, and they're driving the Mystery Machine in the Hollywood Hills behind a follow truck, which has a ton of lights on it. So now I'm dressed as Shaggy the Mystery Machine. They're driving high as a motherfucker. And like we are this close to death at every time because they don't think it's hilarious that they're driving the Mystery Machine. And I'm like, just focus on the road, man.
It sounds like
it was so funny. It was really funny. But they're great. They're super sweet dudes. And Killer Mike was like, dude, he is such a beast.
Did
Thanks,
you guys
y'all.
have? Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks, man.
Did they show you guys drawings of what these things were gonna look like? These monsters?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
you had
Bill
an idea.
Bowes, Bill Bowes is all of this you could sort of see going in. Anytime we do a big movie like this, everything's planned to the T. Yeah. But at the end of the project, Bill Bowes gave not everyone, but he gave sort of the cast and executives the book, his like design book. So I have this design book with all the elements from the movie designed in this really cool book.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Maybe I have seen this movie. A lot of these parts are seeming familiar. It's like one of those weird fever dreams. It's like, did I watch this?
Yeah, I have the same feeling. Do you want to take another question?
Yeah, let's bring someone up.
There's a question from chat while you're pulling someone up.
Yeah, I was about to.
Apparently, there's
bring that one up.
there's an urban legend that for 3 months you were possessed by the character of Shaggy and had no memory of filming, and you became Shaggy. This is an urban legend. I've never heard.
This is the meme, the 1% meme, ultimate Shaggy meme. Yeah, I don't know where. Really,
it's kind of like Chuck Norris status at this point, right? It's kind of like one of those.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. It is anywhere I go. Somebody's like, "Did you know about the meme?" I was like, "I do know about the meme." It's really weird. I'm not really sure. Classic line, and then starts the action sequence. I'm not really sure what all that. I have no idea where that started or how that started. But now it's in a game. Like I just did.
Well, somebody in the audience find out the origins of that meme and post in the chat because we're curious minds want to know.
Yeah, no, I don't know how it's. I mean, it's hilarious. I think it's so funny, and there's a gazillion of them now. At some point, they just sort of became very popular. I do think it's funny how this movie still works, right? One of my partners at Beetle and Grimm's showed his kid this last week, and he was like, "Dude, she loved every second of it."
Well, yeah, I mean, OG's kids. Maxie was in the chat posting pictures of her kids watching. I mean, it just
they're hooked.
They're hooked, man.
Yeah, it is. I mean, look, the idea of Scooby-Doo is best friends confronting the thing that scares them and realizing it's not a monster at all. It's just your worst fear, right? It's like kids it's like I always said that it's their introduction into drama, right? That they're learning about drama through Scooby-Doo, right? Because you see people's reactions, they get scared, and like it makes it okay for kids to be scared and yet still have fun. It's sort of the genius. It's sort of the genius of the story.
Is genius. I mean, wow, yeah. It's amazing. Yeah, I know you're totally right. Yeah, because I was hooked on the cartoon as a kid too. But no, you're totally right. Like the thing you're most afraid of, and then you take that mask off, and it's not really that scary, and it teaches them that lesson as they're growing. Right. Man, that was a deep moment right there.
Yeah. By the way, Isla Fisher, who plays Mary Jane, so she flew in from Australia, right? So she gets on a plane. She has to audition. They want to see her in person. It's a huge part. And they fly her in. They take her from the airport to this office building where she gets like an hour to freshen up. They drive her back to the airport to fly back to Australia. Same day.
Wow. That's crazy.
So Australia is I think it's a 16, I don't know.
I feel like it was more than that. Isn't it like 18 to 20? I guess if there's
we should ask we should ask Eva or Blue.
I flew from LA to Australia. It was like a 24 freaking 6 hours.
Yeah,
forever.
it's something. It's crazy. It's crazy,
Yeah.
crazy.
Now, were there any other, like, during the process, were there any other screen tests you did with other people, or do they have, like, the cast already rounded out by the time you came on? Like, was there anyone else up for, like, Fred or Velma? Or
No, I mean it's funny because that I got cast first, and then at this point, Freddie and I had done Wing Commander.
You guys did so many movies. I didn't realize
we
that.
did so many
until-
movies. Yeah, we did Wing Commander, Summer Catch, She's All That, and then I was like, at this point, I was like, they were like, I think we're gonna put Freddie in the movie. I'm like, anyone but Freddie. We've just done like 3 movies together. Everyone's gonna think we're married. And Freddie got the job. And so, I mean, it was nothing against Freddie. It was just like every movie I'm doing is with Freddie Prinze Jr. So we were like the Corey and Corey of the 90s.
Yeah.
Corey and Corey were the 80s, and we were of the 90s.
Yeah.
That's so
De Niro
true.
and Pesci before that.
The who?
I said De Niro and Pesci before that.
Yeah, it's almost the same thing.
Right, pretty much the same. So I brought up Crimson and Clover, Mel. How you doing, Mel?
Hey, Matt, Bill, and OG.
What's
I'm
up?
good. How are you?
Doing
Good, thanks.
I have the liquid badge of courage right now, so I'm running with it.
Nice.
Yes, Crimson.
So first off, the hair works for you. You don't look like a crackhead.
They didn't fix it. You see how it's
This
not
is the thing.
oily
Yeah,
now?
now you're nice and prim and proper.
Yeah, put together.
I thought the song from earlier that you had on was Hate Breeders by the Misfits, but I was wrong.
That's okay.
I think the oh woes were misleading.
There you go. By the way, Mark McGrath, like of Sugar Ray, he like hung out. So all of this was shot on a dolphin on this island called Tangalooma off the coast of Australia, and it was all like a dolphin retreat. So they had 180 kids under the age of 25 on this retreat on this island for like 3 weeks shooting. So it was crazy. Anyways, go ahead, Clems. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, it's okay. Was anyone else up for the role of Shaggy or?
I don't know. I think the people auditioned along. I mean, they definitely saw other people. So funny.
Yeah, I can't imagine anyone else having the role but you.
Yeah, for sure.
Is there anyone that like you would pass the torch to now that you see that you're like, oh, this young up and coming actor would be someone that you would like to see play that role next, or
I don't.
haven't even
Well,
thought
I
about
don't
it
really know. Just to be honest, I don't really know young actors. I'm not like, you and I have talked about it. I don't watch a lot of movies.
Yeah.
It's just not a world I live in anymore. So I don't really have anyone. Look, at some point they're going to reboot this. Some point somebody will figure it out, and I'll play Old Man Smithers.
And you'll have to teach them the Shaggy walk, or let them design their own. But got to give
I'll
them a
let
base.
them figure out their own. Yeah, but like, look, I'm happy to. When the time comes, I had to learn how to ride a quad. I didn't know how to ride a quad before this. This is me doing my own stunts. No.
What's the trick to riding a quad? It seems like it'd be pretty straightforward. Was it tough?
Well, if you don't, I mean, the thing about quads is, and I'm not. It's not like I'm
the off-road guy.
I'm not an off-road guy. It's just I don't. If you don't ride them, they can be intimidating, and all of a sudden you're like, you don't want to be the one that runs over Isla Fisher.
Yeah.
But they also tip very easy. They tip super easy, so you're like, yeah. But if you look at all this stuff, it's crazy. Like this entire world is full of things that they created for the movie, like all these tunnels created. This is the rainforest they were in when Neil was auditioning.
Gotcha. Okay.
That was frightening.
Yeah, that was crazy. Oh, this is crazy. This is a crazy scene. This is like probably one of the somebody came in earlier. I don't know where. Oh, it was the last spaces we did. Somebody was talking about the David Lynch scene in Twin Peaks, the reboot.
Yeah.
Or the return or whatever it's called. And that was easily one of the hardest scenes I've ever shot in my life because I had it says in the script hysterically sobs. And if you're doing something everyone's going to watch, you don't want to suck. But this sequence, there's nothing here. So if you watch the sequence, like Scooby-Doo is not there. So all of a sudden you're in this fight contest. So this is another thing where you have to sort of figure it out. It's not like the director's like, hey, this is how you fight. I sort of had to come up with this whole thing. Like, how does Shaggy fight? You know?
And then, again, they didn't have like marks, so they animated to whatever
No,
you
yes.
did, right?
Like all of a sudden you're like, all of that is super this is great too. I love this too, yeah. He's like my best friend. This is like the sweet part of he's my best friend. He's my best pal, is that what he said? Come on, that's so adorable.
That's awesome. I'm assuming you did your own stunt there with that dive into the hole.
I did not. But this was all yeah.
I was gonna say, who was your double for this movie? Because there's a lot of stunts in here. Or was it a couple people?
Yeah, I don't remember. It was an Aussie guy. He was great.
Okay. Oh man, the Aussies are crazy. Did you ever see that documentary about like I think it's called Not Quite Hollywood? It's about the Aussie like grindhouse movies back in like the 70s, 80s. Oh, it's fascinating, dude. Like these guys like would just go out and like film movies like Mad Max where they would just do the stunts for real, but they weren't trained. It's like, oh yeah, we're gonna have this guy like drive a motorcycle into a wall, and he would just do it. Like the Australians are, you gotta watch it. It's so good.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
I'll never forget like this sequence when I saw the movie. So the movie came out in 2002. The only reason I can tell you exactly the day it came out, June 13th, 2002. And why do I know that? Because my daughter was born on the day it came out.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, in fact, the head of the studio called me and said, congratulations. And I was holding my daughter. I'm like, thank you. She's beautiful. Like, no, we just greenlit the second movie. Yeah, it's so funny. And look, and this is like one of those movies again, like we were kids. Like we were, by the way, every time I look at the screen, I stop talking for like 20 minutes. Which is maybe what people actually want. But the great thing about the movie is that, you know, we were all kids. I mean, we would literally go over to Freddie and Sarah's house because they had this incredible mansion, and we would have like Nerf gun wars. It was like me, Linda, Freddie, Sarah, James Gunn, Heather, my wife, and we would just all go out and like have a blast together. You know, because you're kids. We're just kids. Yeah. We just married, and Freddie and Sarah were just gotten together, and I don't know. It's pretty good. Pretty good life.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, I'll let someone else come up, but
take it easy.
I ordered a photo op, and I'm excited to meet you next month at the Cincinnati Horror Con.
Oh, right on. Yeah, I will be there.
Cool.
You'll have to give me your Discord name.
Yeah, I will. Okay, take care, guys.
All right, thanks. Have a good one.
Goodbye.
All right, I'm gonna bring up. Let's see who we got next. Let's bring up Andrea.
Are there people still here? I'm not looking at the Discord. Are people still? Is it you just asking your mom to get on the Discord to ask me questions?
Okay, perfect. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Happy Friday.
Word.
Wow, this is so amazing, and I just want to say, Matt, I've been a big fan since I've been a little girl, and Scooby-Doo, like, you know, watching Hey Arnold and the Rugrats, those were like my jam. So
right on.
I love the fact that you said for, actor to actor, the fact that you had the shaggy walk. I mean, the way that you described it, and I could just see that is so fun to be able to say, with flippers on your feet, strings on your hands, and your mouth, I think you said slightly open because you're always hungry.
Yeah, you're leading with your chin. You're leading with your mouth. Everything is led by the mouth. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. With your mouth, leading with your mouth. That should be like a shirt or something,
There
I
you
just
go.
think that's
Totally.
so fantastic. And 13 Ghosts, I kid you not, that was probably my first horror film watching, and the jackal haunted me for years. That was probably one of the most horrifying characters. The jackal with the box on its head, right?
Yeah. The chain, the box. Yeah, you'll see that. I see that all the time. Like you'll go to a con and sign autographs, and you'll see like 3 jackals in any given.
Oh my gosh! And
Yeah,
it's one of
like.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No. I was just about to say it's one of those things that it's such that character. I think all those characters, like the guy that directed that is a guy named Steve. Oh God, Becker.
Let me see. I think Steve Beck. Yes.
Steve Beck, yeah. I was going to say Beckers doesn't sound right. But Steve Beck had like this incredible visual style. And so all of the attention that he gave those ghosts in that movie, I think make that movie good. But it's a terrible movie. Let's just serial numbers. That's a terrible movie. God bless it.
It was great for the time. And just like you said, it's a memory, right? I absolutely loved it. I have to probably rewatch it too because I feel like there's a lot of dark things in there that I didn't pick up as a kid. But like I remember that they had some kind of like big symbolic. I love the fact that it had kind of like the Scooby-Doo vibe, right? They were on a mission to figure out what was going on with the map and the floor, and then with the glass mirrors that they would move. Kind of like in sequence or with time. I don't know of how they were synced up, but I'm trying to really remember. And then they would open up another room, right, or like a vault or something like that.
Yeah.
So
that you're racing the clock to the doomsday clock in the house.
Yes,
it was a glass house that was a portal to hell. That's how bad that movie was.
That's what I was thinking, a portal to hell. That's what it was. Okay, I was like, I think it's something like this, if I remember correctly. But I definitely, I mean, do you remember for the reason why he just wanted to open up hell into this universe?
Yeah, it was F. Murray Abraham. Like his master plan was to let hell take the earth. And if it wasn't for the intrepid Matthew Lillard and it's so bad. But Tony Shalhoub, Rod Digga, F. Murray Abraham. The cast is really Shannon Elizabeth. The cast was really good.
Incredible!
Yeah, I loved it too, personally.
Yeah, I don't know if it's incredible.
Yeah,
it is. But look, our whole thing is like, can you make movies like that? Certainly not that budget. It was a big budget movie, but horror movies, the great thing about horror movies like Scooby-Doo is like the ability, and comedies, the ability to sit in a chair and have a visceral reaction, right? When you are in a movie and you get a jump scare, that releases dopamine. It releases something in your body that elicits a physiological response. And I think that's why horror movies have always been so beloved, because you feel something. Like you can sit in an epic, sort of an epic Western, and you may be mesmerized by the beauty, you may enjoy the story, but you're not going to have a physiological reaction. But in comedies, like if you ever catch a role and you can't stop laughing, I mean, that's the kind of thing that changes somebody's entire outlook. There's a rule in Hollywood that if you have 3 out loud laughs, like guffaws, that you have a hit comedy.
Wow, like the rule of threes. And that's with everything.
For sure.
Wow. Yeah, and I mean it's just incredible. Like with the rules of threes, with I mean you could say with comedy, with mind, body, and soul. I mean there's so many things with the rule of 3 that it's just it's all tied in. 3 is a very magical number.
Yeah.
But yeah, exactly.
3 is the magic number.
And then also when you were saying with oh, sorry, go ahead.
You said you're an actress?
Yes, I am.
How's it going? Where are you? Tell me about your journey.
I know, with the whole journey of the world. So producer and actress, and my journey, which it's very unique because I feel like everyone has their own journey, the reason why they became, an artist. And funny enough, to give you like a quick example of it, but I had the chromosome DRD4. It's actually the shy gene. So it's genetic, and you typically can grow out of the shy gene through exposure or experience, or you can have it for the rest of your life and have that kind of like social anxiety. And so my mom saw this, that I had this, and also was dealing with bullying. And, your best friends are your worst enemies because they know all of your deepest secrets, right? So she saw that, I have to strengthen my daughter. How do I do this? So she thought, throw her in a dance class. And it was the most like awkward situation. It was like, kind of like trying to get into Shaggy for the first time. Before you feel comfortable like moving and walking and talking and everything else. So I could say that dance gave me a community. It gave me a sense of identity, of friends, of being able to express your body, and really feeling like I was loving it. So kind of fast forward to my journey, I felt always that there was this girl in class. Oh my gosh, she was the class clown. So funny, always hilarious, always cracking the jokes. And I was jealous of the fact that I said, I'm always thinking of the same jokes, but I can never get myself, right? When you have that moment, right? To say it out loud in your head, in your 14-year-old head. You said, I always have the same jokes, but why am I not brave enough to say them? And I remember specifically, that is the day that I dared myself. And that's what I call it, the day I dared myself. And I said, if there's a next opportunity, I'm just going to say it. Go say it, go say it, go say it, just say it. Whatever it is, just say it, right? And that little voice in my head said, they're not going to hurt me. They're not going to harm me. If anything, they just don't laugh. Or they laugh at me, they laugh with me, but they have no reason to hurt me, right? That's the worst I can handle it.
Sure.
So I had to kind of think of like, what is the worst to come? And I'm brave enough and I can tackle it. So I had the opportunity, whatever the joke was, I said it. And the whole dance class, those first 3 seconds where it's so quiet and you don't know if you should repeat it or say it louder, or you don't know if they heard you. It was so terrifying, and you have the butterflies in your stomach, like, oh gosh, do I need to repeat myself? I don't know if they heard. Oh, is it not funny? Should I walk away? And all of that going, and your inner demons, right? They're all in your head. Exactly, right? And so, and I'm sure, Matt can also think like what you said when you're watching a movie or a show and all of your inner demons are eating at you, like, oh, what was I thinking, right? So at that time, those 3 seconds, it felt like an eternity of time. And they just started roaring with laughter. Not only was it whatever I said funny, but it came from the shy girl. And it was so unexpected. And it was like what you're talking about, that adrenaline. Oh my God, it fueled my soul. It was like I was on a high. I couldn't believe it. And it was a success. And I said, oh my God, I'm freaking funny. They think I'm funny. Oh my gosh. And having that, sense of, trying to think of the word, acceptance, right? And,
Sure.
Really feeling like I'm validated. And,
Sure.
And all of those feelings, and then feeling like this is such a good, almost like a drug, that I want to do it again. I want to make people laugh. I want to make people have fun. And I want them to think what I'm thinking because I think it's funny, and maybe they'll think the same. And it just became a journey of doing that over and over and over again, that it became a part of me. And that's how I fell in love with performing and acting, because I felt like I could truly not be afraid of the judgment and make me feel that I have so much to play with and I'm able to express myself. I'm not afraid of always having a filter. And that's kind of my journey to, I guess, how I met all of you wonderful people. And I hope that this sheds light on if you have a journey and you're, afraid or you're allowing your inner demons to consume yourself, just try to overcome them and think that they're just all in my head. You're much stronger than you think. And you're more powerful than you think.
I'll tell you right now, that is not the answer I thought. I was like, I love that answer so much. I was like, how do we? All of a sudden, we got the full breakdown. I love that. That was awesome.
I just felt like you had to get the whole picture, and I feel like it means so much to me that I feel like maybe this journey can shed light on other people who are going through the same thing,
Sure.
And
yeah.
Sorry if it was a long story, but
no, I loved every second of it. I want you,
yeah, it was amazing. Very inspiring.
Yeah. You should be a part of this community for sure. You should stick around. We hope you stick around for sure.
I'd love to. I'd be honored. More than honored.
Oh, good. Yeah, but whatever you do, just make sure you continue to. I don't know. I like that. I like that. Yeah, I just love that energy, and I just think that kind of energy is what we're looking for in the community. So, thank you for jumping in.
Yeah. Of course. And I'll open up the space for whoever wants to join. But I appreciate everyone's time, and thank you, OG, for bringing me on the crew and introducing me to everyone too.
Yeah, that was incredible.
Yeah, Andrea showed up last night talking about acting, and I threw her in a group DM with us to talk about doing things in the future with the movies and workshops and the night school and everything.
Oh, perfect. Nice. I love it.
Cool. Thanks for coming.
Well, nice meeting you, Andrew. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Nice meeting everyone too. And definitely would love to help in any capacity that I can.
Oh, that's awesome.
Sweet. All right. Let's
by the way, going back to Scooby for a sec.
Oh yeah.
Bill, are you still there? They built this whole cave. This cave is like a whole set.
Yeah. It's probably all like styrofoam and stuff, right?
For Scoob.
Oh, really quick before I forget, I did do a little POAP for you all in the audience, but I want to make sure it doesn't get sort of sniped by the POAP farmers. So I'm going to give people time, but download the POAP app, get it set up, and then in a few minutes I'll tell you what the secret word is. But the app is on your phone, POAP. It's a proof of attendance protocol. It's basically a little free NFT that kind of acts as like a ticket stub to prove that you were here and hung out with us and watched the movie. So get your app out. And because again, the POAP people, it's always been just difficult working with them. So like if somebody leaks the code and it gets drained, it kind of screws over people that are actually here. So I want to make sure that we're timed so everybody here gets it together. So download the app, and in like 10 minutes, I'll give you the code. And then let's bring someone else up.
I've never gotten a POAP, by the way.
Really? You've never cashed in any of them?
Do you have any of our POAPs?
Yeah, I do all of them because I got to test to make sure it works. I
Hmm.
don't want to be telling people something works and it doesn't. All right, I'm going to bring up Disco Freak Show.
Hi, sorry, I had to pause the movie.
Hi, well, you can't pause it.
You can pause now, you're out of sync.
I'm sorry. Anyway.
Genius continues.
Oh,
Hey, what's happening?
Not much. Getting ready to go take my coworkers out.
Oh, nice. That's fun. Where are you in the world?
Jersey.
Word.
Jersey. Let's go.
Oh, he's a robot. Dude, there's some Westworld stuff over here. Sorry, I went back to the movie really quick.
No, you're good. Okay, all right. So my question kind of stems off of something that someone asked during when we had the first movie night experience. I think words asked it because we wrong, but I apologize for sounding repetitive. They asked.
I can't understand a word.
You got muffled, yeah.
Okay, all right. What about now? Is it better?
Yeah, good. Sound perfect.
Yeah.
I am so sorry.
No,
it's all right. All good.
We are no stranger to technical difficulties. Trust me.
Gotta love it. No, it stems off of a question that someone else asked, so I apologize if it is repetitive. But someone asked from the first movie night, like as your words, as your experience as an actor, what the key what your key thing is personally to a good director. But my question would be, what do you think like the key thing is to a good casting crew? Like to a good working casting crew?
Bill, why don't you take the first crack? I talk all the time. You take a first crack and I'll follow up.
This goes for anyone, yeah.
Yeah. So as a director, sort of my outlook is always because I know I have some of them are friends, but I've seen a lot of people, especially in film school, that like have this outlook that like the director is the auteur and it's all their vision and everyone's just like in their way, like get out of my way, I want to make this movie the way I want to do it. And to me, that's not the right way to make a movie. A movie is a very collaborative art form. Sure, the director is kind of like the captain of the ship, with the vision of like, I'm going to take us to port, we have a destination, but at the same time, it's like each crew member has their own skill set. So think of it from their perspective. If you're a director coming in saying, these are all the shots I want, here's my storyboards, like that's not really fun for a cinematographer because then they don't get to exercise their art. Same with like costumes, an actor's performance or line delivery. Like I think, the way I sort of, the joke that I always make is that I feel like I should be the least talented person on set. Like I try to hire people that are better at their job, because the whole thing is, it's like, I want the DP to be the best person at that. If I think I'm better than the DP, then why am I hiring that person? If I think I'm better than this costume person, why am I hiring them? I just try to hire, I kind of like try to like hire above like my own skill set. So that's what I think. I just think you want to find people that are passionate about what they do. They want to bring something creative to it, and someone who's like vision you respect and you get along well with. Yeah, and it's basically you want people that are excited about your project and your story. Because the one thing that I do take pride on is like, with the short films and stuff I've done. Again, like we always manage to get like a really talented crew, and the best compliment I hear is when they're like, man, this was so much fun. I've been on all these features and it's just like a slog, but like I really love working on this set with these other people. And I was like, yeah, I've said it before, I have like a no assholes policy. I want to hire people on set that are there to have a good time. So that's kind of my MO, like when I'm looking for crew and stuff, is like, who am I gonna vibe well with? Who are we gonna have a good time on set? Because again, like Matt said, it's sort of, you're all friends, you're kids out there having fun playing make believe. So yeah, you just want to have a good time. It's like being at summer camp. Who do you want to be stuck with, for 12-hour plus days for the next month? You want to be careful when you're choosing people. So that's my perspective on it.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
really,
and
really spoken.
I
Sorry?
just want to say I agree with that totally. I just think that it goes back to respect, right? If you see people and you have the ability to see them for where they're at, and respect them for where they're at, then that's 99% of the world going right, right? If you're hiring people and you respect their work, you respect their efforts, they may not always do exactly what you want, but you have to work with that. But the idea of just approaching every relationship with respect and with love, then I just think you're going to create a good atmosphere. Hey, where are you going out with your friends in Jersey tonight?
I'm bringing them to this little punk restaurant that I go to all the time. They've never been. It's like an hour out of the way, so I'm gonna go show
Nice.
them something a little out of their
Punk
element.
restaurant. That's awesome.
I like
Yeah,
it.
it's
I
an
like
old house that was like flipped on the seaside, flipped and turned into like a little hole in the wall restaurant.
By the way, do you see this little skull with this mirrored skull
Yeah.
as a gift at the end of the movie? The producers made that mirror skull for everyone.
Like a little mini version?
Yeah, it's a perfect
awesome.
replica of it. Yeah. Actually, I don't know. So what they did is that's a model, right? So they just made a replica of the model.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's awesome.
So yeah, so that was like one of the gifts I got. One of the other gifts I got is that Freddie Prinze Jr. and I and James Gunn had a bet, and I said, no, this is during Scooby-Doo, and I said the most dangerous creature in this is a random conversation one day behind the monitors, and we're all bullshitting. And I said, they said the most dangerous creature in the water is a hippopotamus. I'm like, what are you talking about? You're out of your mind. And then they're like, well, what do you think it is? It's not a shark. I'm like, it's for sure a shark. And they're like, no, it's not. So this whole thing kept building and building and building. to a certain point, I created a T-shirt for the entire cast and crew that said "Quiénes los machos," and had a picture of a hippopotamus and a picture of a shark, and it's like which one's more macho. So I gave that to the entire cast and crew, and then because we were shooting in Vancouver, and Riddick was shooting in Vancouver, and we shared production offices, and so they went to the lead modeler of Riddick, and had him. He had that person make a hippopotamus coming out of the water with a huge shark in its mouth.
I've seen it. It's really cool.
This is the stupidest story I've ever told. It's bronze, but it's now like I bronzed it, and it's like 30 pounds. It's not that heavy. Is that the dumbest story I've ever told?
No, I don't think so. I think that's a cool one because now people learn that the hippopotamus is the most dangerous.
You must be
waterborne
very weary of hippopotamuses.
Yeah, I learned that from the movie Congo that they're very aggressive. Gotta watch out for them. All right,
We're
really
almost
quick.
to the end of the movie.
Yeah, I'm gonna give out that POEP code. Disco Freak, anything else? I was gonna bring up someone else.
No, we're good. I'm so sorry. Thank you for the time and the answers, guys.
No, why? You have a great time at the punk rock at the punk rock restaurant.
Definitely.
Thank you.
So jealous. So yeah, so everyone's got their POEP app out. What you will do is click in the bottom right corner. You'll see a thing that says Mint. Click that. You get a little menu pop up that says secret word, QR, and enter code. Click secret word. And the secret word for this event is Mystery Machine, all one word, all lowercase. And then you hit enter, and it should mint you a nice little POEP for tonight's event. So hopefully do that quickly because again, sometimes these codes leak out, and then other people claim them all before actual attendees can, which is sad and unfortunate, but trying to combat it the best we can. All right, I'm gonna bring up Allie next.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
How are you all?
Good, thanks.
How you doing?
All right. Just before I ask my question, I just want to say I love the energy in this. Literally, the genuineness, everything is amazing. I love it.
Oh, thank you.
Nice, thank you.
Okay,
Is
so
this Allie that should be in school, Allie?
This is Allie.
It's Matt. It's 6:48 p.m.
Listen, you should be doing your homework for Monday.
I have break, Matt.
Okay, you can have a break.
I have break till the end of February, I think.
You have a break till the end of February? Wow.
Yeah, we have like a week off. Like winter break, whatever.
Nice. Okay, well, you have 1 week of no harassment, and then we're back at it.
No, I love it though, Matt. It's great. I know I'm on your throat about it all the time, but it's so funny. It's hilarious.
Okay, good.
Like more than my teachers who tell me to do my work. I'm not even joking.
I don't know what you said because you said it so fast. You see that battleship in the
when
back?
I'm anxious, I talk really fast.
Oh, okay. That's all good.
Yeah.
What was the deal with that battleship? Sorry.
The battleship was a real battleship, and they're like, "Shoot!" This battleship is going across the horizon.
So random. Cool. Sorry, Allie. Didn't
And
mean
they
to interrupt.
It's okay.
What did you have a question?
I did. I'm sorry. It's okay if it's like not about Scooby-Doo.
Yeah. You can ask Allie. You know me well enough at this point. You can ask me anything you want.
So when I first came to this community, we were talking about Fear Street, and you were like, "Oh, I was almost in Fear Street." So I love that like trilogy with my entire heart, and I really want to know like the story about that. I don't know if that was a joke, but like I just would love to know the story behind that.
Yeah, I was offered. They had offered me a part in the mall one. I never saw it, but isn't like one of them take place in a mall?
I think that was the first one because I remember the opening scene being like, "There's a mall kill."
Yeah,
the first one was like a almost direct rip-off / homage of Scream, so that's probably the one they asked you to be in.
Yeah. So, but then they were like, but then we want to put you in all three because we want you to be a sort of like a red herring, right? The people would assume it was me because I'm in like all these movies. I was in all three of the shows, but I would have been like this red herring. But at the end of the day, there's nothing for me to do. They just wanted me to be a gimmick, and my manager and agent were like, "You should do it. It's going to be big." And I was like, "Oh, cool." But there's nothing for me to do. So if I can't do anything, then Matthew Lillard, yay! Then it just didn't make sense. So I ended up passing on it, and which is fine. It didn't really. I would have had no bearing on the story at all. Unlike Woody Woodpecker, where I would have been a camp counselor, which would have been horrific.
That's so disappointing.
I know. I'm disappointed as well, Allie. I'm sorry.
No, you're not, Matt. You're great. Literally one of the coolest people.
I totally agree with you. Please tell everyone you know.
I will. I do. Actually, all the time. Like, it's so bad. I talk about you all the time. It's horrible. Like, I talk about you as student teacher sometimes. You're talking about like that, like art and stuff. Oh my god.
You're hilarious. All right, what
I know when
punk
Woody
rock restaurant?
Now we're all going to be disappointed that it isn't you in it.
I wonder who did it. By the way, who has Google? Somebody Google it real quick. See
What was
who
the
ended up
character's
doing
name?
it.
I'm trying to remember.
I don't know. It's the new Woody Woodpecker. It literally hasn't come out yet.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Fear Street.
No, Fear Street. Oh. No, Fear Street was just the character. The Fear Street. If there was anything in Fear Street worth doing, I would have done it because I thought it sounded fun. But
gotcha.
Yeah, I was
People
like
love
hoping
that
there's like this good big part or something. So I didn't even talk about it.
no, it's all right. No, it was. If it was a big part, I would have done it. I very rarely pass up big parts.
I'm so sorry about me talking fast. It's just like a habit.
All good.
No, you're all good.
Any other?
At least I didn't accidentally go off the live this time, like I did last time. That was horrible.
Are you looking it up, Bill?
What, Woody Woodpecker? Nothing came up on IMDb for the new one. It was just showing 26.
Oh, really?
Maybe it's not like fully announced yet.
Maybe they ended up not doing it.
Yeah. Once
I'm
you
looking
said
at
no,
the
they're
entire.
like, they canceled it. Maybe they're like, without Lillard, we're not making this movie.
Yeah, trust me. I guarantee you, I wasn't the first person they went to.
All right, so we have 3 more people on stage with their hands up.
Oh, good.
You want to go through those?
We have a great day.
Yeah. Bye, Allie. Much love, dear.
And then
Thank
we
you for
also have
having me.
we also have trivia, so don't forget. I have the trivia bot for that, and the prizes that we're giving away.
Allie is one of those relationships that I have in the server that I adore. Right, like I like the fact that we have relationships. Yes, and like I just love giving her crap, and like I think it's funny that we have developed literal relationships with people. I'm now gonna lay down on the couch because I've been talking for like 6 hours. That we have developed real relationships with people in our community. I love that part.
Yeah.
That word.
So yeah, really quick. I don't want anyone to leave because we have a couple more people want to ask some questions. But we also have the trivia coming up. I have a separate trivia channel that will start that in. You'll see it under MMC chat. But the Doge Pound gave us a Doge puppy NFT as one of the main prizes. The secondary prize will be a Doge Pound Halloween Doge. So those are going to be our first and second place prizes. So you guys want to stick around? It's fucking awesome. Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Thank
right?
you, Doge.
That's so great.
It's fucking huge. It's amazing.
Yeah. So stick around for that. That's going to be after. I'm just going to finish up. We have 4 more people asking questions. We'll cut it off after that and then move to trivia. So I'm going to bring up Nemo real quick. We have Nemo, Mexi, Eva, and Kitty. So those are our last couple speakers.
All right. I think this. I'm actually here. I'm not getting lost into the ethers this time. Fantastic.
Hey, what's up, brother?
How's it going, dude?
Great, man.
That was
love your profile picture. It always reminds me of like this like Rasputin-y kind of like.
That's not the first time I've fucking heard
the
that.
voice matches too, right?
I do. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I'll be Rasputin, man. I think
you look like that. You look like that professional wrestler.
Mankind.
the pro wrestler who's like
Mankind, I think, right? Isn't that the guy?
yes, Mankind. That is it.
I'll wear all those comments like some kind of badge. As long as I'm hard to kill, I'll take it, man. That's all.
Yeah, bro.
That's
Fuck
what's
yeah.
up. Yeah, dude. But yeah, that was a blast. Actually, it was really cool. My kid watched that movie with us. It was his second time seeing it, but he's 8, so it was kind of like his first time.
Oh yeah, sure.
Fart scene for the win. So my question is totally Scooby-Doo related, but it actually has to do with Mystery Incorporated.
Yeah.
Which I think is like, quite frankly, one of the greatest fucking things ever created.
It's so good.
Dude, it's
so good.
It's so good. Like, I don't know. I could wax poetic about it, and I won't. But I think it's amazing. The whole overall story arc across the seasons was phenomenal. I gather there was, like, they intended there to be more. My question is really more like a creative mental question, because I don't want to be the only one who thinks about it. Like, what do you think, or what would you have wanted to happen in a 3rd season? Because it's fucking tragic we didn't get that.
Yeah, it's funny. So they never do 3. I mean, it's very rare for that show is always planned for 2 seasons. But there's been a movement. It didn't do that well.
I know,
right?
ridiculous.
I mean, it didn't do that well, but people who found it love it. I mean, they just adore it. So if you guys don't know, so Mystery Incorporated is one of the first cartoons I did when I assumed the role of Shaggy full time. And it was written by a guy named Mitch Watson. And Mitch Watson basically brought in an overall storyline to a Scooby-Doo season, right? So every single episode had a single mystery, but then the overall series had a bigger, larger mystery. Sorry, my dog's going crazy. And it was great. It was unbelievable. It was funny. It was dark. It was really dark. It was really scary in a weird way. I mean, it was a crazy experiment. When it comes to something like season 3, I just never. When it comes to the cartoon, it's my job, and I'm like, oh, this is cool.
Right.
I don't really. It wasn't something I'm super invested in. Like, I'm invested in movies. I'm invested in in Good Girls. I had or The Bridge. There are elements of those things that I have. You know, I wanted to go someplace because I'm invested in its journey. But Scooby-Doo, I always do it, and it's not a huge that's a job that doesn't pay a lot, but it's a job I love to do. So I'm like, they can go wherever they want. I just don't. I don't really ever consider it. I know that sounds like a terrible answer.
No. I mean, I feel that. I get it. I mean,
Yeah.
as an artistic type, there's like things I get asked to do that I love, that people appreciate. I do it, but it is kind of less exciting to like repeat
It's
myself.
a job.
Yeah.
So what do you do?
I do a bunch of things. I'm a glass blower. I'm a jeweler. I'm a painter. Those are my 3 main disciplines.
What was your entrance into the world of art? Which one of those 3?
It's actually carpentry. Like right after high school, I was doing finish carpentry. Then the economy took a dump, and like nobody wanted really nice kitchens or decks or anything like that, or woodwork. And I pussed around, managed Tower Records. We all know how that ended. And
Right.
I was like, I really should just like be in business for myself. And so of the modern things that I am doing professionally, it was really glass blowing. And then
how do you start glass blowing? Sorry, if anyone else is bored at this point, I'm sorry. I like people and I like their name. I like their journey. So like one day you're like, hey, I'm gonna go get a coffee and hang out, and then at 3:00 I have a glass blowing appointment. Like, how do you start that journey?
That it's funny you ask, because it's totally interesting in the respect that it's actually too dangerous to really teach. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you inhale, you die. If you inhale, you die.
You shrivel your fucking lungs. Yeah, no, there's a whole kind of mystique to it. But what's cool is, after talking to a few glass blowers, so I did pursue some, the consensus was like, look, man, get your money together, buy yourself a torch, buy yourself equipment, do what you got to do, and start cutting and burning yourself. And once you've kind of done that, then come kick it. And that's exactly how it was, after kind of teaching myself. I'm an autodidact anyway, just in life. So it was kind of natural for me to do that.
What's that word?
Autodidact? like teaching yourself things.
That's so sexy. You
I
are
like
so
that word.
sexy.
I'm glad you can
Well, that's
appreciate it.
so
Yeah.
sexy, dude. Autodidact is something I didn't know I needed, but I love that word. I don't have that in any capacity.
It's definitely a way of life. I can't I don't know. I can't stop being interested in shit. So that's part of the reason it's like I was blowing glass, doing great blowing glass, but what happens is like you get known for certain techniques or certain things, and then that's all anybody wants out of you. And that's really cool. Like it feels good. But at the same time, I'm not trying to have a life of repeating myself. So I started moving into other like objects. I started doing, I mean, obviously I make functionals. I love making marbles. Started doing a lot of jewelry. Then I realized a lot of customers wanted the jewelry. They're nervous that it was going to break because they didn't understand kind of how strong the glass I work with can be. So that got me into metalsmithing so that I could kind of, for lack of a better word, enrobe.
Swage. Yeah. Swage their
Yeah.
fear.
And so then that was really cool. And then once I started doing that, I was like, well, kind of like gems and crystals. So I took a bunch of gemology courses, learned about that, started incorporating that into my work. And I don't know, that's kind of how it always is. And then I've always painted. So like in the background, I'm always got paintings going on and stuff. So
bro, what's your next like, by the way, Bill's a fine carpenter. Would you call yourself a fine carpenter, Bill?
Well, woodworking. I mostly build furniture, but I did just get my carpentry degree. But at the end of our school year was when the pandemic hit, and so like the finished carpentry class, which was like the whole reason I was taking the program, we had to do online, which is useless.
Yeah, brutal. Yeah.
Dude, watching people tile in like YouTube videos for like 5-6 hours a day, we're just like, I just want to do this. Like I don't want to watch people do it. I want to learn how to do it. You gotta it's tactile. You gotta do it yourself. And
Yeah, you got to.
Yeah, but I got the degree anyways, so
that's awesome.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do next? What are you gonna chase next? I just ate a chicken nugget. Sorry, I'm gonna put myself on mute.
It's funny. I was like, I was drinking with some buddies the other night, and after like 2 a.m. or whatever, he cracked out it sounds so silly, but he cracked out like a badge making machine, a button making machine.
Yeah.
And we sat around and made all these fucking amazing badges. So I went out and like got a machine the next day.
Oh
and
my
so,
god.
Like, we've been doing those because it's like, I don't know, you make all this cool collage stuff. You can be very funny or political or whatever. And I don't know. So like I've been dabbling in that. I actually have been going back towards carpentry. I bought myself like a planer. So I want to be doing kind of cool cutting boards and some
nice.
marquetry and stuff like
Which
that.
one did you go with? Did you get the DeWalt or did you go with the different one?
I did get the DeWalt, and I'm looking at
yeah.
that. Yeah, it's a good unit. I'm thinking about the helical blade, but it's expensive, man. It's as much as the entire DeWalt.
I know. I looked at that thing too. It's on my Amazon wish list. I'll never purchase.
Yeah. Me too.
This is the most nerdy conversation I've ever had.
What do you get when you put two word workers in a room? This.
Yeah. Well, dude, first of all, Nemo, I'm glad you're here. I feel like this is what, just so we're clear, if I ever did a space, like people are like, you should do a podcast. I'm like, my podcast would just be talking about other people. I could care less about my job. And I'm super fascinated with the idea. I mean, just your story alone is like, I could spend an hour talking to you about your story, because my question is like, when does it start? Like, how did you find that? Like, were you that kid in school? And if you were that kid in school, like, did you go to like Harvard, or did you where did you get on the journey of being a craftsman? Like, that's super interesting to me. Like, and where do you end up? Like, are you scared about your future? Like, what happens when you're 70? Are you still making shit?
Oh, I'm fucking terrified constantly of my future, because like, especially working in this new pandemic realm, I can't really do shows. So like going out and finding customers is a lot more challenging. And I like that. I don't know. I like talking to people.
Yeah.
I'm that guy.
We might have to commission like a glass popcorn dude, and
yeah, I'm for it.
Dude, that's what the award-winning film will get when we do a film festival. Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah. Nemo, look, I hope you're with us for a while, dude. I hope you.
Oh, for sure, man.
Yeah,
I'm in.
That's cool.
I'm in. I love the whole thing. I'm here.
Word. Okay, good. All right, dude.
Have a good day.
We will see you again.
Yes, indeed.
All right, I'm gonna bring up
Thanks, Demo.
Mexi.
Phil, I like people. I
I
like
love
people.
people too. I just love talking. I mean, I'm a people person. I just love talking to people, asking them about. They always are like, "Oh, I want to talk about film," and it's like, "No, that's boring. What is your job? What do you do?" It's so much more interesting.
I'm the same way. All right, took
Hey,
another
Mexi.
bite. Sorry.
All right, got another bite going. Hey, Mexi, how you doing?
Hi guys.
Hi.
So I can't hear you guys right away because for some reason it's not letting me put this on speaker on my phone. I'm not a big fan of spaces sometimes, but I just kind of wanted to. First of all, does anyone else think Bill sounds like Seth Green, like at all? Because
Yes.
he sounds so much like Seth Green.
Wow,
Oh,
that's
wow.
like the best compliment I've had on my voice ever. Because I'm so self-conscious of when I hear my voice recorded and played back. I was like, "Oh, why do I ever speak?"
Oh,
No, you have a
really?
great voice.
Yeah,
I
I do
think you're
not
so
like my voice.
dreamy. I think you're
Ooh.
so dreamy. I think
Very
if
dreamy.
we had a pinup calendar, OG would be January and you'd be every other month.
Yes.
Wow, I love that. So I wanted to
There's
ask a
prices.
couple of things. Like I just
Yeah, go
had
ahead.
one quick thing, but then I also want.
Oh, you just muted.
Man down. Man down.
Mexi, come back.
Unmute.
Me? Who
No,
you?
her. No, she's muted. That's why she's not. We can't hear her.
All right, let's
Should I bring someone
Well-
else up till we get those technical? I'm gonna bring up Eva real quick. We'll bring Mexi up. I think she might have got rugged. I saw her pop out of the chat. Oh no, she just reappeared. Don't worry, Mexi.
time
we'll get
check.
back.
Hi.
Time
This-
check.
It
4:07.
is. I need to check. It is 1:07 p.m. on Saturday.
Wow, you're in the future.
You
Yep.
are the future. The future's bright.
I know. Also, hi OG. This is like my first time.
What's up?
It was like first time voice talking to you. Hello.
What's the price of ETH in the future? Is it looking good for us or what?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. Like, yeah,
No
yeah,
idea.
you
Zero
know what
idea.
you're talking about. No, yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's good. Okay, I have a Scooby-Doo question.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
especially for Matthew, obviously. What was it like working with Sarah Michelle Gellar? Because like I love her, and she was like a queen of like the 90s, like like Buffy, and then like her like cameo in Scream 2 and stuff. Like, what was it like to work with her?
Well, first of all, I've known her for 100 years.
Yeah.
Her and Freddie were friends from I Know What You Did Last Summer. And so Freddie and I were boys. Like I said, we did a gazillion movies together. So when they started dating, I don't know. I feel like I've just known her my entire life. Fun fact: the only two celebrities that came to my wedding was Mark Balukas. Three celebrities. A guy named Mark Balukas, who was in Summer Catch, and then Freddie and Sarah are the only celebrities that came. So she's lovely. The thing about Sarah Michelle Gellar is that she has that thing. I've said this before. There is something about a star, like a movie star or a television star or whatever, that when you see them working, you can't take your eyes off of them. There's like a natural charisma about her that is sort of unparalleled, and she is a gem. I mean, Scooby-Doo 1, so she was flying back and forth between Buffy and Scooby. So she would work for 2 weeks on Scooby, then fly back and immediately go to work full-time on Buffy, and then immediately go back and work full-time on Scooby. And she did that the entire 6-month run. So, that takes its toll. And she at the end of the movie, I think that she had she didn't have as fun of an experience as the rest of us did, because I think that she was so beat up. But she's incredibly lovely, and
Her and Freddie are just like, oh my god, wholesome.
Like one of the reasons why I believe in love is just like them.
Really?
Yeah, I just like.
How do you know that?
Just like, I mean, I guess it sounds stupid, but like just seeing them like in like the movies, and then you're like, oh, they're actually together, and then like just seeing what they share on their social media, which is like not real. It's not their life, but you know what I mean. I'm
Yeah,
just
no.
like, oh,
They give you hope. They give you like
yeah.
belief that love exists. Yeah,
My
I love that.
like,
I mean, I love that.
yeah.
I think
My
that's
my
great.
movie, my like movie loving heart is just like, oh, I want to be like them, and I'm just like, oh. It's just like,
I love you. Just deep died. You literally went. Like that
I
was
know.
like in a movie. If you put that in a movie, you would
That
be
was
like, nobody ever does that.
That was like a Disney deep sigh. That was like straight out of a Disney animated movie.
You are like a princess. You are a
Oh,
princess.
I know, and I'm blushing too. It's totally not because it's like summer, but yeah, you know.
There you
I
go.
can be a princess. But yeah, no,
Um,
I can. Oh my god, she's just such like a badass, and like my mum got me into Buffy, so like I love Buffy, and I just like love her, and she's just like in so many iconic movies, and I'm just like, oh. So I
yeah.
really, I really wanted to like ask you that because yeah, she would have
I
been
feel like
awesome.
she's one of those
to
women
around.
that tomorrow she wanted to do a hit show, she would do a hit show. Like I
Oh
think
yeah,
that one of the things I like about them both is I feel like first of all I think they're financially sound for the rest of their lives. I have no idea, but I'm assuming that's the case.
yeah, I would assume so too.
So I mean, we should never assume, but I have on good. I mean, I'm assuming they're fine. But my point is that I like the fact that both of them sort of, it feels like they're focused on their kids, they're focused on their lives,
Yeah.
and they're sort of creating and living their best life. So,
Oh yeah, I would agree. She's just like, yeah, she's iconic. She can pull like anything off too. So yeah, like what you said, she wanted to do a hit show. She would do it
yeah.
and then like pull it off flawlessly, and everyone would be like, "Oh my god!" But yeah,
Paul is like, my son's asking me something. What did you say?
My back hurts so bad.
Grab your back?
he just
Go on
asked
your
you
back.
to
Oh,
grab your
yes.
Yeah, crack it.
Grab, no. I was like, why do you want me to grab your back? This is great. I'm talking to thousands of people. Thousands.
Yeah.
You have no idea
Let him
how
say
famous
hi.
I
Let him
am.
say hi.
No,
We want to hear from your
he's
son.
He's 13. He's an asshole. It's the way they are.
God, come on, son. Doesn't he know
Yeah,
that you're famous?
yeah. No, let me tell you the best thing about my life. 0 Fs are given at any time about my job.
Nice.
I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's great for you, OG. Not so great for me. Nobody.
Kids keep you humble, man. They keep you humble.
No. That's their job. Eva, what are you doing? It's Saturday night. What are you gonna do tonight?
What am I gonna do tonight?
Are you going to a punk rock restaurant?
Oh no, I wish though. Yeah, I was listening to that earlier, and I was like, oh, jealous.
Yeah, it sounds good.
I don't know. We'll see. We have this thing in my like town at the moment. You know, like Art Deco. Do you know what Art Deco is?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So like my town in New Zealand is like famous.
Are you in Christchurch?
No, I'm not in Christchurch.
Oh.
But
I've been to your town. What town? You don't have to tell me the town, but there's a town that's all Art Deco, that's on the coast that has like all these old cars and they have the festival. It's near the wineries, right? Yeah. I've been there. I've been to your hometown.
Shut up! No way.
Yeah.
Come
yeah.
back so I can be
Come
like,
back.
let's go see cars together.
Let's go to the punk rock restaurant.
Hell yeah! No, there'll be one. I'll find one. I'll make one up. No, but they usually like they had it last night, and they usually have like all the warplanes flying over and stuff. They do like a big
that's
show.
fun.
Yeah, so like me and my parents might do a little dress up in the Art Deco style and go over. So that's always an option, but otherwise, no, keeping it pretty chill. Nothing exciting.
Yeah. That's exciting. I think I bet you there's a bunch of people in the chat that are like, that sounds pretty cool.
I know.
It's way more exciting than my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got nothing like that going on tonight.
I'm gonna make. Yeah.
I was gonna ask, are those airplanes? Are those Peter Jackson's? Because I heard he has his airplane collection is actually he like collects like old warplanes, and his collection is bigger than the New Zealand Air Force's collection. Is what I
Holy
heard.
shit. I didn't even know that.
I just
That's
remember.
ins-
I
I
remember.
wouldn't be surprised. There's like the B-52 like bomber planes and like those type of
Yes.
stuff. So like we
Yes
can
is
hear
the
them.
answer.
Yeah. We can hear them like from our house, and they're like meow, and it's like whoa. But
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised because I do know for a fact that they are from private owners and they get rented out like for this,
Yeah.
and like pilots fly them. So I wouldn't be surprised if.
Yeah.
Peter Jackson
That's fun.
confirmed.
Yeah, confirmed. Probably.
So I live near the Rose Bowl, which is a very famous sort of stadium in California, and the Rose Parade and the Rose Bowl game, national championship games. Every time they do that, they fly like a stealth bomber over. They'll fly like a bunch of Apache helicopters over, and it literally goes right over my house, and it is so awesome.
I know.
It is so cool to see like big firepower like flying over. It's F-22s. It's very fun.
I know. Yeah, my dad's a bit of a nerd for those type of things. So he like is like, oh my god, the planes! Let's go watch them. And then we stand out on our like deck, and we're just like, whoa. But yeah, so that's
It
always
is
an
fun.
option for my plans tonight. But I
There you go.
can't say. I can't say that I'm going to. I probably. Oh, the Texas Chainsaw movie came out on Netflix, so honestly, probably gonna watch that.
Oh, nice.
You could do both.
I could, but am I going?
Remember, the movie just came out. It's not going anywhere. But like that event
Yeah.
is just this weekend. So live your life.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you.
That's
See,
true.
Bill and I are here to be your weird uncles. We're
Yes.
your weird uncles, and that's what weird uncles do. They give life advice when nobody wants it.
Yeah, I didn't ask for it, guys. God, no, I'm kidding. But no,
Awesome.
if I'll share photos. Maybe I'll.
Yes,
I'll-
that's
Please do.
please go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see, and I want to see like first of all, I want to hear what's her name, Andrea's. I'm trying to play with this ball as I'm talking, which is probably a bad idea. I want to hear Andrea's joke because I was like, well, what did she say? I wonder if she remembers what she said in that moment. And then I want to see his woodwork, and now I want to see your planes.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, so everyone needs to post.
Oh my god.
Yes.
That's gonna. Yeah.
Okay.
There's just gonna be like one random thing in each chat, and we'll be like, "Why is this person posting this?"
Why
Oh yeah.
why are there old planes here?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Why is there like glass woodwork and why? Is
Yeah,
there a
but I want to
random
see the glass, and I want to see his jewelry too.
Actually, yeah, I was listening to that. Like that glass stuff is pretty, like gorgeous.
Pretty
like
badass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's like a Netflix documentary about how they like make it too, and it's like so heartbreaking when they like break it, and you're just like,
Oh, that competition.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they had that competition.
yeah, the competition
too.
one, and it's just
Yeah.
like, oh, all that work.
Yeah.
But
Awesome, Eva. Thank you for
Yeah.
jumping up.
Yeah. Thank you.
no, thank you for letting me interrupt.
No
Yeah.
worries.
All right.
I will enjoy
Bye,
these
loves.
planes.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
will.
bye,
I
loves.
will. I'll let you know.
You're a legend in the chat. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. Love you
Yeah.
guys.
Much love,
Much love. See you later. All right, I'm gonna bring Mexi back up.
Maxie.
She's back.
And then we're done, right? I've been.
We got Kitty, and then we're gonna just really quickly do the trivia, but it's a bot. It'll just run through, and we can kind of read the questions, but it'll be fast. It'll be faster than the hackers one. I set the timer lower.
Oh my god.
Hey, Mexi.
Hi, Maxie. Man down. Man down.
Technical difficulties. Should we bring up kitty cats?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Max,
bring up kitty cats.
Maxie, it's not personal. We do love you.
Hi,
Hello.
Hi.
I have two questions for Matthew.
You got it. What you
Hopefully he
got?
has two answers.
I will. I will definitely have an answer. I promise you. I may make it up, but I'll have one.
So the first one is, what character that you've acted in any movie or show defined you as an actor?
So I heard what character in
That you've
any
played.
show or movie.
That you've acted in defined you as an actor.
Oh, define me as an actor. Oh, goodness gracious. What's your name?
Evelyn.
Evelyn. What a great question. Thank you so much for your question. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm just thinking for a second, so I want to make sure I have the right answer for you. So I am in a movie. So if I had to answer your question, I would say, ooh, the kind that captures me as a person. Is that right? Is that what is like? So the movie. Let me answer this question. So the movie I'm most proud of is a movie called SLC Punk, which is a movie that I'm the lead of the movie, and so I'm in every frame of it. I like that movie because I get to be funny, I get to be dramatic, I get to do things in that movie that I didn't think I could do, and ended up being very proud of the things I did in that movie. That movie, he's like the best friend to somebody. That movie, it's a character has dreams and hopes and aspirations. So I think that's the movie that I would choose.
Oh, okay.
It's a little before I'm just judging by your voice. You may be a little before your time, but if as you get older, you should check out a movie called SLC Punk. Okay? If you're interested. Yeah. What's your second question?
Well, the second one is, did you like acting in Scooby-Doo or Scream more?
Oh, jeez. You haven't seen Scream, have you?
Yeah,
You have? Who showed you Scream?
my mom.
Well, we'll be having a conversation with your mom. I'm kidding. So one of the best times I've ever had in my life is shooting the movie Scream, because we were all young and we were like making a movie together, and those people ended up becoming super good friends in my life, and we're still friends today. And so for me, it's probably that movie. Even though Scooby-Doo was great and lovely and super fun, for me, Scream was better. Thank you for your questions.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Thank you. I don't know why I said
Great
you're
questions,
welcome.
by the way.
Yeah. Good job.
All right.
That was
Mexi, you got your mic working? Really quick, there were some people I saw in the chat that were looking for the POAP secret word. Again, download the app. You have to enter the secret word, which is mystery machine, one word, all lowercase. Hopefully it didn't leak out and they're all gone, because we had twice as many as people that there are here. So, Mexi, can you hear us? Is your mic working?
Manda.
All right. Well, if your mic works, just chime in. I'm gonna start trivia though. So if everyone wants to move over into the Trivia Night channel, it's under the MMC chat on the sidebar. OG, you can see that, right?
Let me take a look.
Take a look. Make sure it's there.
It's read only, right? Trivia night.
Yep. Because it'll be emoji reactions.
There you go. It's there.
Posting it. Cool. All right. So the theme of this trivia is dogs in movies. And again, the prizes, the Doge Pound gave us a Doge puppy and a Halloween Doge to give away. So we'll do the puppy as the first place prize, and for the runner-up, you'll get the Doge Halloween dog. All right, you guys ready? Lillard, you in there? Can you see?
I am in here. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So for everyone,
can I win? I'm not playing if I can't win. Can I win?
No.
You're the worst partner in the world. You're the worst partner in the world.
You have all these honoraries. Let someone else get one.
Oh God, you're the worst. All right, I'm ready.
Let me give you instructions. Okay, so everybody, I'm gonna start the bot. It's all run by a bot. This is how the trivia is gonna work. And it's gonna just put up questions, and then it'll give you emoji. It'll give you emoji reactions for the answers. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, and 4. There'll be 4 answers. You click the one, and then I believe the way the bot works is the faster you answer, the more points you get, and if you change your answer, you can lose points, wrong points, obviously all that stuff. So yeah, time is of the essence. The faster that you answer, the more points you get, and yeah, the bot is going to run itself if all goes according to plan. So yeah, I'm going to start the bot in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Hopefully this works. Starting the quiz. And I'll read out the questions too. You have 20 seconds to answer each. So in the movie Cujo, the titular canine goes on a murderous spree after being bitten by which rabbit animal? A rabbit, a raccoon, a squirrel, or a bat? 20 seconds to answer. I feel like we need like game show music. We need the 137 guys back here with their little sound machine.
That was pretty good.
Here we go. All right, let's see what and the answer is a bat. It's like the fucking coronavirus.
I didn't know that.
All started with a bat.
I didn't know that.
Oh, question 2.
Back to the Future.
Doc Brown has a dog in the 80s and in the 50s. What are the name of his 2 dogs? Einstein and Socrates? Einstein and Galileo, Einstein and Plato, Einstein and Copernicus. Get your answers in, everybody.
We're pretty good. You came up with these?
Yeah, just made up of, like,
Oh, I got that one right.
dogs I could think of in movies. Yeah, Einstein and Copernicus. Katara is in the lead with Zoinks right on their heels. Okay.
Beethoven. What type of dog is Beethoven?
English
Mastiff. Saint
Yeah.
Bernard. Great Dane. Bulldog.
Which is it? Man, this one
Chihuahua.
is a landslide.
Come on, everyone loves Beethoven.
Should have put Chihuahua in there.
It was a classic.
How many of those were
Who
there?
set up this bot, Bill? Did you set up this bot? Are you that technical savvy?
It's the one that the chain runners told us that we used for the hackers trivia.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Okay.
Which actor's voice? Yo.
You do it.
I got cheese in my mouth.
Which actor voiced the Wes Anderson stop motion film Isle of Dogs? Jason Schwartzman, Adrian Brody, Bryan Cranston, or Bill Murray? 20 seconds to answer. Go.
That's a good question too.
I still have to see that movie. That's one that I gotta watch.
How have I never seen this movie?
Bryan
I need to go
Cranston.
watch
It was a stop animation one that came out like a couple years ago.
I want to go watch it now.
Katara.
Here comes the question.
All right, question. Jim Varney, aka Ernest P. Worrell, voices which famous Pixar dog? Doug from Up, Dog from Inside Out, Slinky Dog from Toy Story, or Dante from Coco?
Wow.
Is it? You had to come up with a lot of movies with dogs in them.
Dude, that's really good.
Oh,
How many questions do you have?
I did 21 with a bonus question, so 22.
I'm overly impressed.
Slinky Dog is the answer. He is in the Toy Story films before he passed away. Okay, what is the name of Jim Carrey's dog in the movie The Mask? Milo, Max, Merv, or Milt?
Starts with an M.
Clearly starts with an M. I tried to do
I nailed that one.
ACT test or the SATs would do, where you they throw in a bunch of similar confusing answers, keep people on their toes.
Did you have to research all these questions?
The answer is Milo. Some of them, I had to look up, and then other ones I kind of already knew. Katara still in first. Zoinks is in second. We got all right. Okay, man's best friend, the killer Rottweiler, climbs a tree to eat which animal? A squirrel, a bird, a cat, or a possum?
Come on, Katara, we're rooting for you.
Good callback.
Yeah, you remember that movie, Lance Henriksen?
I'm eating.
I don't know that movie.
It is a cat that eats one of the neighbor's cats. Crazy movie. It literally just swallows it whole.
Here comes cereal, mommy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Nice. Okay. In the Pixar movie Up, what word does Doug repeatedly say throughout the film? Squirrel, treat, meow, or rough?
Meow.
A lot of people agree on this one.
That one's great.
The answer is squirrel. Don't Feed the Wolf is in the lead. Kobe Bryant is in second. Katara dropped to third.
Come on, Kobe. Let's get him, boy. That's our dude.
You got this one? Who wants to read this one? OG, read it out.
In the movie The
Sandlot, baseball goes in Mr. Myrtle's backyard. It is guarded by a giant English Mastiff. What moniker do the kids refer to that dog by? The monster, the creature, the beast, the thing.
Good
Classic
inflection
movie.
on the thing.
I know
Dang.
this one.
You knew that one? The Beast.
The Beast.
The Beast.
Everyone knows The Beast.
Yeah.
What a classic movie too.
So good. All right, Lillard, you
In
want to
the,
take this one?
in the movie John Wick, Keanu Reeves goes on a revenge spree after a group of gangsters kill his dog. The dog was a birthday gift to John. Who gave him the dog? His wife, his daughter, his mother, or his stepdad?
Oh.
It's definitely stepdad, right?
Right, Scott. That old classic story.
I like the John Wick movies. Violence at its
so good.
highest form.
Yeah.
His wife,
Keanu.
So violent.
who's
Amazing.
dead.
Yeah, she dies. That's why he was so torn when.
Spoiler alert. She's dead.
was-
Yeah.
In
All
the
right, and
Neverending Stories, what is the name of the mythical flying dog-like creature? Bastion, G-Morg, Falcor, or Atuyu?
Atreyu.
Atreyu.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I like Gamork.
By the way,
When
that's
you
a
make-
lot of people chiming in very fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These
The
people are
Doge
not.
one.
They are not playing games, dude.
No. Well, I mean, they are playing a game. They're playing a trivia game.
They want this NFT.
Yeah.
What Tom
All
Hanks film partners his detective character with a rambunctious dog in order to find a killer? Chico and the Man, Milo and Otis, Turner and Hooch, Cagney and Lacey. Cagney and Lacey's obvious choice. By the way,
So much drool in that movie.
Turner and Hooch, there is. Tom Hanks was just drooling up a storm in that one.
the TV show was done by my friend Matt Nix, and Matt Nix is going to join us in the discussion soon.
Oh, nice. In a Goofy movie, what is the name of the rock band that Goofy's son Max idolizes? Zipline, Powerline, Zip Zap, Power Play.
Oh.
Oh, we got
Goofy's a
lot of-
dog? Goofy's a dog?
Yeah. Yeah. Didn't you remember Stand By Me when they were talking about like how Goofy and Pluto are both dogs, but Goofy drives a
Yeah.
car and lives in a house? Classic. The answer is
Great movie.
Powerline. Powerline.
I did not know the name of the band though. I do remember the movie. Great dance sequence.
Yeah. All right. In the Christopher Guest movie, Best in Show, which dog won the competition and earned the Best in Show award? Hubert, Butch, Winky, or Beatrice?
Well, that was a hard one.
Yeah.
My God, Bill, you have a career in. I think people are just
Trivia.
following.
We got to do real Minute Movie Club like bar trivia. We got to do a real life event some night.
I think you
answer is
should take
Winky.
over
Winky.
Price is Right.
Right. Oh, here you go. This one's you, Lillard. Got to call this one out.
I can't. I got dogs bark. Don't scream at me. That nobody, everyone knows that answer.
Yeah, but do.
Yeah.
Definitely Scrappy.
Yeah. Those other ones are his relatives though. I looked those up. Those
Oh, are
real
they?
characters? Yeah, they're like his uncles, like Scooby Dumb and
Ah.
stuff. Not.
I thought
Scrappy.
Dabadoo was just a play on the Flintstones.
In the
yeah,
movie The
but
Burbs,
Dabadoo-
what types of bone does Tom Hanks' dog Vince dig up? Femur, skull, foot, or humerus?
Got a lot of Burbs fans in the house. Look at this. Nice.
I just
love
think
that. It's one of my
I don't know.
favorites.
Somebody's like picking like once something gets 3, everyone else jumps on. There's no way people know that.
For sure.
You're just everyone's trying to catch
Femur.
Feed the Wolf.
It was
Femur.
a femur.
Another movie with the Coreys in it, right?
Oh, wait,
Yeah. Well, just one of them. Just Feldman.
One of them. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, Bruce Dern in that movie. All right. In There's Something About Mary, how does Mary's neighbor Magda's dog wind up in a full body cast? It jumps out the window. It's thrown out the window. Jumps out a car window. Thrown out the window. Knocked down the stairs. Hit by a car.
That's not a fun question, Bill.
But that's on the poster. The dog in the full cast. That's like a big part of the movie. The answer was gets thrown out the window after it bites Ted in the nuts, I believe.
Don't Feed the Wolf. If you're guiding people to these answers, Katana's right behind. One
Yeah,
of Snoop
Banshee.
Dogg's first
Banshee.
movie roles was a cameo in the 1998 comedy, which starred an SNL alum. Half Baked, Dirty Work, Senseless, or The Water Boy.
All of those came out in '98 too, and they all have SNL people in it. Pretty wild.
And only one
Wow.
of them has
Bill is making you work for it tonight.
Matthew
Yeah.
Lillard.
Wait, you're in
Which
one
ma-
of those?
Yeah, it was.
Wait, which one?
I'm not telling you. That's the
Oh,
next
okay.
trivia. Which one of these movies is a Matthew Lillard movie? Senseless. That was in Senseless.
Okay.
Which of the following is not a film from the Airbud franchise? Airbud, game, set, fetch. Airbud spikes back, golden retriever, or world pup?
Golden receiver.
Oh, my bad.
And the answer is
Sorry.
which is not one of them, which is not from the franchise. The other three are.
How does everybody know these answers? It's amazing.
They know. They're
It,
just
it
following.
don't. Look, it was Airbud game set fetch. I made that one up. The other ones are real.
No, baby.
All right. In the movie Point Break, what is the name of the lost dog Gary Busey's character pretends to be searching for when they bust the surfer gang drug house? Johnny, Snoopy, Fluffy, Scooby. How many people remember one of my favorite movies?
That is not one of your favorite movies.
Point Break? Oh my god, I love Point Break. Action
Come
movies?
on.
It's oh dude, it's got everything. Car chases, foot chases, skydiving, bank robberies.
Oh, and Keanu.
Swayze.
Swayze was the best, boy.
Yeah. All right, in Terminator 2, what is the name of John Connor's dog? Rex, Max,
John
Fido,
Connor.
or Mick?
Crazy.
I don't remember a dog in Terminator 2.
No wonder
he had-
you're so
he had a
busy, by the
German-
way.
He had a German
feel-
Shepherd.
I feel like you could have made these so much easier and made it so much easier on yourself. I don't know how you found all
Yeah,
these
but where's
things.
the fun in that? Where's the fun in that? Take my job seriously. All right,
Fancy. I mean, it is tight, dude. It
All right,
is
here's
so
the bonus
tight.
question. So in Terminator 2, what fake dog name does the Terminator use to test to see if they are really talking to John's aunt or the T-1000? Fido, Ghost, Wolfie, or Archer?
Oh, I know that one. Now I remember.
You remember the fake dog, but you don't remember the real dog.
It's so weird, right? I just remember that scene of him testing her. Yeah.
Yeah, Wolfie.
Wolfie,
How's
right?
Wolfie? How's Wolfie?
Banshee just took the lead. Come
Yeah,
on.
here we go. Final leaderboard. Boom, there we go. Banshee, 33, followed by Katara. Ah, don't feed the wolf so close. Cool. Open up a ticket, you guys. Send us your ETH wallet, and we'll forward that over to the Doge Pound to give you guys your prizes. Very exciting. Thank you all
Wow.
for participating. That was fun, huh? Right?
That was really good. Kobe
Amazing.
Bryant did well. That Kobe Bryant is in the crypto bats. We actually love the crypto bats. I like hanging out in that.
He's the official hype man over there. Me and Kobe took that chat over.
Nice.
All right, I am super done with talking.
All right.
Guys, much love. That was. Well, let's never watch another Matthew Lillard movie again. Let's just do from here on out. Like we'll do one more watch party night when we can really celebrate the minting of the MMC NFT, and we'll watch SLC Punk, and we'll just call it a wrap on Matthew Lillard.
That's great. Hey, let's do it.
All right, good.
That's a
much
great idea. I
love.
like watching that movie too. That's a good idea.
All right. Thank you,
All right,
everyone.
Matt,
Thank
it's been good,
you
man.
to our mods. Thank you, OG, helping put everything together. Thank you to the Doge Pound. Thank you to our community. We love you. Bill, you're the best partner in the world. And you keep kicking ass. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate you and all the work you're putting in.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you sitting through all your movies.
Oh, God. Please let's not do that again.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was entertaining though. It was great.
It was great for you. All right. Love you all. I'll jump in the chat later. But I'm going to take a little time out for a minute.
Take a break,
Sounds
man.
good.
Take a break.
All right. Much love, you guys.
Have a great weekend, everybody.